Good morning, football fans, and welcome to 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. But today's show is going to really focus on today's title. And well, as you can see, today's show is titled, For Real? Yeah, for real. What is that all about? Well, when you get a number one team in the nation that honestly probably shouldn't have been, you probably should play all your games. Well, that's not the case. We just might have a national champion crowned before any of the excitement even begins. What are we talking about? High school football and the Max Preps Top 25. Nothing wrong with Max Preps, but everything wrong with Citation. We'll get all into that today and plenty more. How about this fight at the top of the 3C2A? I mean, I think everyone in Orange County can be cheering right now, except for those OCC fans. Sorry, Teran. For good old Golden West, number one in the land. And, well, I think they proved themselves very well. But how can they hold on to it? Moving on in to this final week of the 3C2A. We will talk all about that. Also, coming on up, NJCAA action. This one isn't much of a discussion, right? We know. We get it. Iowa Western. Monsters. We get it. Hutchinson. Monsters. Now it's just, can they hang on, which they probably will, to face off. Again, nothing too interesting there, but there may be a few games today to shake up that top 15. Also, Division 3. Again, collision course, I think so. Mount Union just may have an edge. We'll talk about why. In Division 2, Ferris State, all is well for these guys just cruising along in there. NAIA, we can say the same thing here. Grandview is looking for a title. Another one as they continue to dominate. In the FCS, we actually have one today, man. North Dakota and North Dakota State. Could that be a little shake-up in our coming about in this last month? And, oh yeah, can't forget about USC winning last night in the FBS. You are now tuned in live to 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome yet again, football fans, you crazy football fans out there, man. We appreciate you all so very much, and thank you for tuning in each week, spending your time with us here on our network, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Again, you guys are amazing. We appreciate you all so very much. We're going to start things off today, giving you a little something here. Of course, jumping on with our little promo. And I got to say, website will be back coming on up January-ish. And it'll be better than ever. Really excited for that one. Much deeper dive. And, well, IE Sports Radio is going to have a little bit of a different look, but a good look. And trust me, this is the change I think we needed all along. So we even talk a little about that today. So with that said, check out a little bit of our sponsors, a little bit about our station. And when we come back, well, it's about time to jump on in to all the goods, man. We're talking high school football, junior college, again, all the lower divisions, the FBS, even some NFL picks today. Get ready, y'all. We're ready to roll. You are now tuned in live to 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct view for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Welcome on back, football fans. Of course, check us out there again, guys. Website coming back in January. Really excited for this. Again, IE Sports Radio is going to be done a little bit different, but honestly, it's the way it should have been done all along. I'm really excited for these couple of changes, and maybe we'll get to that probably in the coming weeks. Sorry, didn't mean to hype you up, but again, great things are coming, bigger, better things, and honestly, I'm really excited for this angle. It's going to be fun. So we guys have covered football right here on 3 and Out. And, when I say we, I'm talking about my bro, man. He, of course, is the host of our volleyball show here, Set Point on IE Sports Radio. He is also the SoCal Insider here on IE Sports Radio. And, of course, the co-host of 3 and Out right here with me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my boy, man, Mr. Teran Rodriguez. Good, sir. How are you? Good morning.
Doing good, Larry. Good morning to you, too. Ready to talk some football, and we have quite a bit to dive into.
Oh, do we? So, with that said, Teran, man, you excited for the website?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I'm excited to get it back finally, and again, just making things a little bit different there. Really excited to get that sucker back up and running and loving it, man. Make sure you follow us. Our TikTok is really growing. We appreciate you guys, man. We're trying to get bigger, of course, on YouTube, but we really appreciate you guys a lot on TikTok, man. All of your guys' your comments and your likes and everything. We really appreciate you guys. So check us out, give us a follow all over the place, and we are here. So, Teran, let's go ahead and start things off really quick in the NFL. Of course, we got to get into the last, what is it? My gosh, we left off on Sunday Night Football. So, of course, we have to talk about getting into our Monday Night Football. And unfortunately, we have to talk about Thursday, which I don't really want to. Obvious reasons. I know. But anyway, with that, Taryn, I know. That's Thursday Night Football is a clunker, but I don't know. This is the first one in a while I can say. So, all right, man. Well, we finished up with Week 9, and we can head into Week 10 on Thursday. But Sunday Night Football, we talked all about it, man. We got a little preview. Seahawks has dominated the Commanders, man. I honestly thought it'd be a closer game. 38-14. It was just a field day for the Seahawks. Sam Darnold went off. We haven't seen him look like this since his freshman year at USC. Just kidding. It was crazy, man. But your thoughts? How about these Seahawks cleaning house when it came to the Commanders?
Yeah, Seattle looks really good. I mean, Sam Darnold might have played his best game. He didn't have an incompletion in the first half. Jackson Smith-Njigba was pretty solid as well. The defense was pretty impressive, too, for Seattle. It seems like they haven't had that defense since the Legion of Boom, but I think they now have kind of found their fire when it comes to their defense. So I think Seattle's going to be an interesting team going into the second half of the season. And don't be surprised if they mess around and try to win the NFC West. But Washington had a tough day at the office. I mean, losing Jane Daniels was one thing, and they were already without Terry McLaurin. So
I know.
Thankfully for Daniels, it wasn't a serious injury. He'll be out for a few weeks, but man, you got to feel for Washington and their situation, just because last year they made the conference championship, and now they're kind of having a little bit of a sophomore slump in Jaden Daniels' second year. So tough times for Washington, but they're going to have to ride with Marcus Mariota for the time being.
Rough go, man. I feel bad for those guys. It's not like Marcus Mariota is bad or anything. It's just he's not Jaden Daniels. And realistically, man, that injury sucked. That was nasty. That was very nasty. It was so hard seeing that. But it's true. Thankfully, he will be back. Everything will be fine. But yeah, man. Oh my gosh, seeing that replay was nasty, dude. Oh
yeah.
My gosh. But hey, we're still cheering on our dude here in SoCal, man, from Cajon High School. Cajon High School's very own Jaden Daniels. So get well soon, brother. Hopefully get back at you on there. Hopefully we'll get you back on that field soon, man. So Monday Night Football, Teran. Cardinals snap their skid in style on Monday Night Football. Jacoby Brissett steps in again for Kyler Murray and accounts for 3 total touchdowns, including a pair to Marvin Harrison, who some people haven't been liking very much, but I could say some like him now again after that one. As Arizona downs the Cowboys 27-17 in Arlington to end a 5-game skid. Dude, that was, you know what? Hey, you got to give it to the Bird Gang, right?
Yeah, and I had a feeling that this was going to be the case. Whether the Cardinals trotted out Kyler Murray or Jacoby Brissett, I think the Cardinals have the Cowboys number right. They're 9-1. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're 9-1 ever since the post Tony Romo era, which is pretty incredible if you ask me. So I think for Arizona, it helps that they also forced a bunch of turnovers against the Cowboys, 3 to be exact. And even though and I think with the offense just looks so it just looks so competent with Jacoby Brissett, but for the Dallas Cowboys, their defense just continues to underachieve. It just feels like Dallas or the Alice Cowboys just haven't found their calling in terms of their defense. So I think for Dallas, they have a lot of work to do. And it looks like the NFC East is going to be a runaway pretty much from the likes of the Eagles, but unless the Cowboys get it together. So I think for Dallas, this was a very disappointing loss, and they just haven't found their true identity. So they really have to discover it soon. They thankfully have the bye, but next week they will be back in action on Monday Night Football against your Raiders.
He said the Alice Cowboys. I'm sorry, that was pretty good. And yeah, Not looking forward to that. Monday Night Football. It's just, again, dude, the Raiders. I mean, we can just rip the Band-Aid off now. Yeah, on the 17th is going to be Cowboys and Raiders, and dude, as much as the Cowboys are horrible right now, the Raiders are that much worse. Thursday Night Football. Broncos grind out a Thursday night win at Mile High, and Bo Nix finds Troy Franklin for a touchdown. Will Lutz late field goal seals it. As Denver exits out the Raiders 10-7 in a defensive slugfest to move to 8-2 and stay atop of the AFC West. Good for them. Just terrible for the Raiders. I mean, you know what, man? You miss a damn field goal. That could have been a tied game. The Raiders just look so lackadaisical. They look so bad. I feel bad for Pete Carroll because none of this is his fault. You know, I even feel bad for Chip Kelly, honestly, and I don't even really care for Chip Kelly. But realistically, man, it's lack of effort, dude. Like, I mean, I swear this team is going through the motions, man. Like, I saw a little bit of effort. I saw something there, but honestly, man, it just this team looks so bad. They look like a high school football team who's trying so hard to just get to the end so they can stop going to practice and hang out with their friends instead after school. You know what I mean? They look like a team that's just like, oh my gosh, just end already so I can go have my vacation. Or like, it sucks, man. Like, they look bad. The Raiders look so bad. Defense looks all right. I mean, this was just a bad game because the Broncos offense wasn't that good either. Let's be real. And the Raiders defense was okay, but I don't know. Both sides of the ball. I mean, realistically, just the mishaps on offense. They looked bad, dude. And again, this is a lifetime Raider fan here for anybody who's brand new. Lifetime. And I'm never going anywhere. But I will bash the living hell out of my team all the time. And last night in the first quarter, I was ready for this team over here. Oh, I was ready. I was like, are you serious, Northwestern? Are you freaking serious? But they finally woke up. But I'm very hard on my teams, including the one that Teran's wearing over there. So with that said, Raiders looked like trash, though. It made me mad because it could have been at least an overtime game to fight with some dignity. Miss a field goal. It just looked like no one cared. Teran, your thoughts?
Yeah, this was one of the more uglier Thursday night football games. I mean, it was close, but it was just ugly. Both QBs did not play up to their standards. Geno Smith had no time in the pocket, but he was facing probably the league's best defense. And then Bo Nix wasn't really all that spectacular. He threw 2 picks, did have that 1 touchdown to Franklin, but it just didn't feel like the Broncos. You would think the Broncos, with how good they're playing and that they're undefeated at home, they would have just demolished the Raiders by way more than just 3 points. But yeah, this was a little bit of this was a concern for the Broncos. I mean, they've won 7 straight, and I think they've also won like 10 plus straight at home dating back to last year. But if you're the Raiders, you have a lot of questions to answer. Like, they just parted ways with their special teams coordinator. Is Geno Smith really the answer at quarterback? I know this year is kind of a transition year to try to find who's going to be your next best quarterback for next year in the draft. But for real, the Raiders just look awful. And I think they have a better chance with Aiden O'Connell. I mean, Kenny Pickett came in and did some things, but Geno Smith, he just doesn't seem like he's the answer. And losing Elijah Vera Tucker also didn't help the Raiders O-line. So Raiders have a lot of problems. It's not even funny. And thankfully they get a little bit of a longer week before they play the Cowboys. They have another game on deck, but still, they have a long way to go.
No, it's true. They do. The Raiders suck, dude. There's no sugarcoating it. It's sad. It's really sad. This is like a concerning sad. Like, this is like a do you need a friend kind of sad. Like, I mean, seriously, man. Like, this is bad. I can't say anything more. I don't even want to talk about it no more. I just know that this team is they're hard to watch, man. They're so hard to watch. And again, lifetime fan here. I'm never going anywhere. But it's really, really, really sad. So what do? You just sit back and just hope for the best one day. I mean, really, that's all you can do. It's really sad. So Anyway, that's that, Teran. But let's go ahead and move on to some news that I am. Teran, I had no idea actually about this. I really didn't. And obviously, I would have found out sometime this morning or whenever. But I'm glad you were the first one to send it to me so I can give you my quick reaction. High school football. Lucy, you have explaining to do. Teran, earlier this week, something happened that we thought was going to happen. We talked all about it on the show last week, and we talked about how the St. Francis Academy, we knew they were probably going to be number one. And even though we know these are high school kids, give them a break, guys. Yeah, we get it. But this is major high school football. These guys are going into college football. A lot of them are. This is the way it's going to be. Okay. And I don't care. We're Americans. Okay. We're capitalists. I don't care whatever you want to call it. We like seeing number ones. Okay. We love our sports. Okay. We like seeing the truths, you know. And again, Teran and I made a big thing about after Modern Day beat Bosco. Well, Modern Day has to be number one. There's no other way. Have to. Because their schedule is just horribly nasty. Both of them. Not only does Modern Day and Bosco schedule everybody in those first 5 games in their quote-unquote high school preseason, which is the first 5 games, they schedule everyone they possibly can out in the country. All these top teams. And then they have to beat each other down the Trinity League. And the Trinity League consists of a group of teams who are all in the top 100 of the country. Realistically, all top 50. Okay. These are all very, very good football teams. Okay. You can say top 100 because some of them fall back and everything. And then you have a team, a very good football team. Okay. St. Francis Academy. But they're not in a league. They're a freelance team, according to Max Preps. They play who they can. They schedule tough games, but realistically, they don't even get all these tough games. They maybe play 1 or 2, maybe 3 a year that are really good, and that's it. But they're good enough. They're private school. They're good enough to be up there in that top 5, 10, whatever you want to call it. St. Francis Academy fell out completely about a year ago, and now they're back. IMG Academy, obviously, right now they have the most, I think, like they're in the top 5 for most players in the NFL right now. IMG Academy is a great school. Awesome. They produce a lot of NFL talent. But even them, they're a freelance team. They just play their sometimes 8, 9, 10 games. And even though they're very, very good, they don't have a crazy league that they belong to, like a Trinity League. And again, they play a few really good teams a year, and the rest, not so much. That is no knock on these students that put in tons of time in these great athletes that turn to NFL stars that we cheer for in the future. That is no knock on any of these great coaches and all of the prep that goes into these teams. That is no knock on anybody. These schools are very good, and they will beat the majority of the country in a game head up. But what I am saying is, what a way to, it's a politics thing, right? What a way to just snub Modern Day and Bosco. Again, they play some pretty strong talent, and then they have to bash each other. And just because they took each other out, does that really mean that the true number one are some teams that are pretty good but have not been battle tested? And the committee in college football just stresses the living crap out of strength of schedule. And then at this level, it doesn't seem to matter. Again, guys, this is just we're just talking. We love the game. That's all there is to it. This is no knock on nobody. I respect each and every one of these teams, each and every one of these players on these teams, each and every coach, every one of their teachers. I'm a teacher, okay? Like I respect all of them. But it just kind of sucks though to see like, okay, how did Modern Day not leapfrog all the way to number 1? How did Bosco just not stay at number 1 if Modern Day was too far down at number 12? When Modern Day knocked out Bosco a couple weeks or last week. I don't get it. But what has now happened? Screw it. Okay, whatever. I accepted it. That's fine. Cool. St. Francis Academy is number 1. That's great. IMG Academy is number 2. That's great. Grayson, we love you. You are great, Grayson. That is the best freaking public school in this country right now, man. Grayson is amazing. They play nothing but regional talent, but they dominate everybody. They are true state champions. Should they be number 2? I don't know. I honestly think IMG Academy should probably be number 2. Just saying, there's no knock on Grayson. But again, it's just, they haven't really played anybody, right? So they play who they play, and I get that. But Teran, let's get into it, man. Now that I kind of laid the background for anybody who's ever heard this or hasn't heard any of this or anything, dude, what do you think, man? I mean, we have it here. You sent me this little, looks like a PR graphic that was made from IMG Academy. And long story short, Teran, well, yeah, press release. There you go.
Yeah.
And Teran, the highly anticipated matchup between number 1 St. Francis Academy and now number 3 IMG Academy, they were supposed to play yesterday, and that was on the schedule the whole season. Well, the highly anticipated matchup between number 1 St. Francis Academy and number 3 IMG Academy has been called off after scheduling changes. Push the game to mid-December. Where did that even come from? IMG cited concerns about player health, safety, and college transition timing, which is I understand that. If you were to push the game all the way to December, I totally get all those things. But why not just play it now? What happened? What was the issue? Still, many high school football fans around the country like us feel this missed showdown leaves the national picture unsolved. And what really sucks is let's be real, Teran. No matter what happens now, I feel like these two are locked into their 2 spaces. And no matter what happens, we're going to have St. Francis Academy as the champions. Not a problem, not a knock to them. But again, Bosco or Mater Dei, again, who's played everybody, does their thing, wins CIF, wins state. And again, we're just assuming they will. But then what? They're number 2? I know a couple years ago, remember the whole Shaman Badana, Bishop Gorman and Mater Dei thing where we were just kind of like, oh, who's going to be number 1? I get it, and I know rankings aren't perfect, but to me, this is crap. I was ready to accept it, Teran. I was ready to accept it. Okay, cool, St. Francis Academy. Whoever wins that one's going to be number 1. IMG might win a title. St. Francis Academy might win a title. But what bothers me the most is now this game's not going to be played. I totally understand why. I can't understand why it got rescheduled to December. But what I don't get, Teran, is the fact that now I don't see Max Preps moving these guys. So no matter what, I think that's number 2 and a number 1 and number 3 for some reason. Or I guess might be 1 and 2, depending what happens with Grayson or whatever. And then that's it. Bosco and Mater Dei, no matter how good they are, no matter how much talent they got, no matter who they play, they're going to be stuck at what, 4 or 5, the highest, 3, maybe the high. And that's crap to me, man. And that's very wrong and not right. I get it. This is not a real national championship. I get it. It's just a claimed national championship. They don't actually play a playoff or a game. But that's why I feel like we should. Teran, I just gave you all my thoughts. Pour it out, man. Tell me all about how you feel about this.
Yeah, I just think this was a little bit poorly coordinated. I mean, if you're gonna have this match on like national TV or have it a spotlight, you should have had this done like before the season began, not have this like happen like midway through the season and say, oh, let's push it back and whatnot. Because obviously St. Francis and IMG Academy don't have actual state playoffs that they play in. But man, I was actually looking forward to this matchup, and it really sucks that we couldn't get this matchup. So to me personally, I would think that their strength of schedule would go down since neither of these teams are going to be playing one another. So I feel that's just a disappointment. I mean, hopefully IMG or St. Francis can pick up another freelance team. Hopefully not like Bishop Sycamore and whatnot. But yeah, this is a disappointment if you ask me. I mean, I get it. There are like concerns with IMG Academy and whatnot, but that's why you prepare these things in advance in the preseason. So I think this is unfortunate for everyone who is a big fan of high school football, but it just goes to show that we all got to have preparation going into this season when it comes to like big things like this, because this is like two of the best teams in the country, and sadly we're not going to get that. So it's frustrating, it's disappointing. I'm sure the kids really wanted to have this matchup, but I just think that with this matchup not happening, that should hurt the strength of schedule for both these teams.
Seriously, Darren, and I do believe that. I mean, it's not really a penalty. It's a reality. So, Darren, really quick before we go any further, though, did you hear anything? Did you read anything about why exactly this game was even moved? How long ago was this thing moved? Was it moved like, I don't know. Like it feels like they just moved it yesterday for some reason. Well, do you know more background on this?
All I know is that the contest was there were talks of re-televising the game nationally, which forced the contest to get moved to December 10th. But that's all there is to it, as the gap was too much for IMG Academy, and sadly, it just couldn't happen. And according to Max Preps, Bosco beat St. Francis, which obviously we know. And that kind of makes a argument for Bosco to have a national championship, especially if they run the table. But yeah, nothing really too much of a development here.
That sucks, dude. That sucks. I hate that. But you're right. It doesn't sit well. And what makes me mad is, like I said, I think Max Props is going to say, "Oh well, okay, well they're just going to stay." Like, no, that's not right. That's not right. I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know how far along this was moved. This press release. When did you get that, Taran? When was that? Where did you find that at? Was that on IMG's Twitter?
Yeah, it was. They're getting cooked in the comments. This was released early in the morning yesterday, so I don't know how this slipped through our fingers. But then again, the IMG Academy's Florida time, which was like 9 a.m. ish. So it was like 6 a.m. here. So
right.
The interesting thing is that both these teams have faced one another. I've met 6 times since 2016, and they're 3-3 against one another. So it's not like they don't schedule one another. It's just that this year they wanted it to be nationally televised, but sadly it just didn't happen. And then IMG Academy just didn't like the gap between that and the time and day of where they were supposed to schedule one another. And I guess IMG just backed out, which sucks, but it is what it is. And last season, if some of y'all remember, St. Francis beat IMG Academy 30-3, which snapped a 2-game skid to IMG Academy.
Which is crazy, man. I mean, gosh dang it. You're right, though. This should reflect on the strength schedule. That's not right. It's really not right. I feel really bad that these guys, this is wrong. It's hard to talk about it because I get it. They're high school kids. These guys they want to play. I know they want to play, but it just, I don't know. I seriously, I just wish I could understand. I wish someone could explain why they pulled out of the game. Like, that's all I want to know. Like, was it really that serious? Like, what conflict? What scheduling conflict? How does that happen? How did 2 teams that were supposed to play each other, that was booked way back in what, spring, Taran? I mean, we see these schedules get released in what, March?
Yeah.
How does that happen? How do you get all the way to this point? Somehow, some way, Marday and Bosco off each other. Marday has a tad bit of a harder year, and now you guys are national. Darren, I don't know if this would have happened if they were both like St. Francis Academy and IMG were still like how they were, like what, 2-4 or something like that, right? I mean, I don't know how does this happen? Like, is that just guaranteeing? Is IMG Academy just saying, hey, look, if we lose this game, we're gonna fall back, and we don't want that? I mean, and again, that's the powers that be. That's not the players. That's somebody up there on top. That's somebody calling the shots. The AD, somebody, right?
Yep.
And again, that's not even to say anything bad about them. It's just, why? Like, play the game. Play the game. Like, I don't understand. Unless there was something crazy that we're not seeing, there's something here that's just not there. I don't know. I don't understand how this game got canceled. So, again, guys, this is a crazy week. I could not believe it when Teran showed me this last night. He sent this to me. I'm very disappointed in the fact that we won't see this. And this game would have definitely been on Max Preps. It would have been, televised on there. This would have been great, but unfortunately, it's just not. It's not to be, and it sucks. And I'm very bothered because, again, I wanted this. We all wanted this. So anyway, Teran, there we go. We got it out. It's all done. But
I think they were probably shooting for being on like ESPN or something like that.
I mean, ESPN or not, play the game. You know what I mean? Like, play the game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Oh, our student athletes deserve. When's the last time you see Modern Day and Bosco or Bishop Gorman on freaking ESPN? They don't care. They don't care. They play. That was crap. Like, I don't get it. Like, when do they need to be televised all over the place? Like, I hope that's not the issue. I hope there's something more to this because if that's the issue, oh my gosh, that's crap. And I'm sure the comment section is blowing up right now over there, Teran, on that tweet, like you said. So anyway, at the moment right now, here is our top 25 according to Max Preps. We have number 1, St. Francis Academy. Then we have Grayson IMG Academy, St. John Bosco, Corona Centennial, Modern Day, Sierra Canyon, Bishop Gorman, Buford, and Edna Carr. 11 to 20, we have South Lake Carroll, Santa Margarita, Carrollton, St. Thomas Aquinas, DeMatha, Grimsley, De La Salle, Bixby, Hamilton, and Chaminade Madonna. And then we have Cass Tech, Baylor, Clay Chalkville, Northwestern, and Don Bosco Prep. There you have it, Teran. There's our top 25. And for today, for this week, we had some goodies, man. I mean, Edna Carr stays perfect. John Johnson threw touchdowns to Anthony Thomas and Cameron Mumford, while Trey Garrison ran into Edna Carr, man. These guys, there's Blue making her debut for the day. She's just jumping around up there. She is, giving her thoughts. Welcome, Blue, everybody. So we have that. Let's see here. Let's take a look. We got a comment here. Most of the seniors for IMG Academy would have gone for early enrollment on 12-10. Oh, wow. Probably. Okay. So, yeah, it would have been an authentic game. Would have been an authentic game with 4 and 5-star players not present. I get it. But why was it? Why? You know what I mean? Like, why can't we just get it now? I still don't understand that. I do not. For the life of me, I do not understand why you just don't play the game now. You play the game. Players play, right? Coaches coach. Come on. Don't wait for those guys to leave. Like, it's crazy. But thanks for popping in there. Appreciate you very much. Suds3784, appreciate you very much. But so Teran, we got some crazy stuff, man. We had Edna Carr doing their thing. They're just closing in the regular season 9-0, man. They're good 35-14 win over Archbishop Rummel. 24 straight wins for the Cougars. De La Salle, man, number 17 De La Salle. They finish another perfect regular season, 10-0, man. Spartansville passed Clayton Valley Charter 47-15 behind a dominant defense. They just look good, 10-0 on the season. Number 19 Hamilton storms back for a 55-41 win over Chandler. A little Arizona battle there. This was crazy, man. Down 34-13 in the third, the Huskies explode for a 42-7 run. Looks like Roy Oliver the third caught 10 for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. Skylar Cole ran wild in the second half, man. Daniel Vieta led the comeback. 10-0 now for those guys. Bixby, of course, blowing everybody out of Oklahoma, man. The Spartans crushed Norman 72-3. Of course they will, right? This is their 4th straight 70-point game this year. They're gunning for their 8th straight Oklahoma title. Cass Tech up in Michigan and Detroit. The Technicians hammer Fordson 48-8 to advance to the Michigan Division I quarterfinals. 11-0 now, and counting for the defending state champs here. These guys are just getting it. Number 23, Clay Chalkville started their title run strong. The Cougars power through, looks like Jackson Olin, 49-26 to move in the Alabama 6A playoffs. Next up, winner of Gadsden versus Jasper. So there you go. I mean, Teran, this is crazy. We have some great games there. Really, really good football. Buford and Grayson remain idle, but their eyes remain on that bracket. So looking forward to seeing them there. Modern Day, St. John Bosco and Centennial all idle, of course, but they're heading into that CIF 7 section playoff. The Pats of Trinity League Revenge Tour begins next week. Who's your pick? I don't know. Modern Day, Bosco, Centennial. I mean, this is going to be crazy. So there's that. And Baylor is ready for round 2 in Tennessee, by the way. After a bye, the defending champions return to chase another title. So, I mean, Teran, we got all kinds of cool stuff going on. What's your thoughts on any of these or any other high school playoff stuff you want to throw in there?
Yeah, for those wondering, Bosco, Centennial, Modern Day, Sierra Canyon, Santa Margarita, they had a bye because in their division, Division I in the CIF Southern section, they don't play until the quarterfinals because Division I is an 8-team bracket as opposed to the other brackets, which are 16 teams. So Division I has a bye this week, but then the following week, oh man, it's game time.
Dude, this is exciting. Next week is going to be a fun one. It really
especially
is.
With Modern Day, Mission Viejo, Sierra Canyon, Santa Margarita. That's the battle of the two good defenses.
This is going to be exciting, dude. I am so excited for this. That is a very fun bracket. I mean, I'm going to go over to that bracket right now. The open division. Dude.
Division I.
Division I. They are so freaking hardcore, man. Like, this is going to be awesome. Yeah. Bosco and Olu. Poor Olu. I like them a lot. I do. They don't duck nobody. Again, Bosco, though, man. I know. Sierra Canyon and Santa Margarita is going to be fun. Oh, my gosh. That's going to be fun. Carson Palmer's boys. An incredibly strong Sierra Canyon team. Modern Day, Mission Viejo. You might say that was in the bag a couple years ago. I don't know. Now, Modern Day took a little spill. I think they're back. Mission Viejo, man, they got a lot to play for right now, so that's going to be great. Servite, Centennial. I mean, this might be a little one-sided because Centennial is really on one this year, but you can never count out Servite, dude. The Friars are still very, very potent. You could see an upset in any of these games.
Absolutely. And don't count out Servite because they play some good defense. I know it didn't really show against Orange Lutheran. I think Servite's defense showed up in the first half and then kind of was put in cruise control in the second half. So I think for Centennial, Servite, that could be a sneaky good game. But Modern Day Mission Viejo, it's going to be their first meeting since Chad Johnson's second year with the Diablos, following Bob Johnson's tenure with Mission Viejo. No relationship, by the way. And like you said, Sierra Canyon, Santa Margarita is going to be the best one. It's going to be the battle of two good defenses, which also have great offensive players. So you have a lot to look forward to if you're a fan of the CIF Southern section.
Totally agree, dude. Gonna be fun. Really excited for this. Let's go get it, man. So anything else to add for high school, brother?
I think that is it.
That is that. All right. Well, really quick, man. I'll grab my coffee real fast. We're going to take one more quick break. I'm going to show you a show that you should listen to tomorrow or Monday. I'm going to show you one. You guys got to hear this. This is great stuff. If you love everything we just talked about right now in the high school football realm, well, maybe you'll like a little volleyball in your life, ladies and gentlemen. So, quick break. Check out my boy Teran Rodriguez, man, and set point really fast. We're going to come right back. We'll jump on this 3C2A football. You're listening to 3 and Out right here on iSports Radio, your directly for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
What's up, everybody? This is Teran Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder favorite spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hockey fans, I'm Adam Kernick.
And I'm Zach Puplis.
Together, we are the newest version of Hockey Talk on IE Sports Radio, The Neutral Zone.
Zone.
We love hockey, but we also know it's not everyone's first sport. So we want to make this show as much for new fans as for the diehards.
Whether you can name all the Swedes on the 08 Red Wings Stanley Cup team, or if you can't tell if Varlamov is a goalie or the latest trendy vodka, we're here to help. With facts, figures, and outrageous fans, we bring you all the hard-hitting hockey news you can handle, while still keeping it fun and on the rails. Well, mostly.
So tune in every week as we go around the hockey world, from college to Canada, the minors and the majors, and everywhere in between.
So bring your cellies,
And your one-timers,
you wicked wristas.
and be sure to protect your five-hole.
Catch the Neutral Zone every week on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We promise not to pick on the Arizona Coyotes every episode.
Welcome back to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Here we go, y'all. We're running on into a little bit of college football action. 3C2A. Teran, I mean, if you live in Orange County, you're a happy guy. You're a happy guy, at least a little bit, because again, there's a few teams in Orange County. I know, I get it. There's a couple. There's 4, 5. But when it comes down to it, Teran, if you live, let's just say, in the Huntington Beach area, you should be a happy person, because your college football team is number 1 in the 3C2A, and that is pretty awesome. Teran, these guys are ready to roll, man. These guys they get it. They are awesome. Dude, you can't say anything more about these guys. They're amazing, man. They really are. Golden West, you can't say anything more. They're a dominant team. They took out Fullerton. They look good, dude. They look good. They look good. What do you think, man? What do you think right now? Just saying. I'm sorry. I jumped a little bit ahead. But just first things first. The reason why I brought this up and wanted to start with this is because, dude, they've been slighted a lot over the years, and now they're finally number 1. Just reflect on that really quick.
Fullerton being okay. Well, for starters,
I'm sorry. Golden West. I'm sorry. Golden West. I'm sorry. Because today, of course, is a big game, dude. So I'm sorry. So what do you think?
Yeah, Golden West has kind of been on the doorstep of being number 1. And you remember last year that they actually had an argument to make the playoffs, but unfortunately there were not enough teams that could be taken. So I think for Golden West, this is their time to shine, and they know that today is such an important game just because they can't afford to lose to Fullerton. Now, we also got to remember that Fullerton did lose last week, and I feel that might have been looking ahead to that Golden West matchup and not looking at the matchup on their schedule. So I think for Golden West, they got to strike while the iron's hot. And if you're Fullerton, you got to defend your home field to the best of your ability.
No, totally, dude. Really. And this is huge. So again, sorry, I jumped a little bit ahead there. I was just so excited for this one. Today, Darren, we have, I just mentioned, if you're in Orange County, okay, you're happy. But if you're in a specific part of Orange County, you're even happier because, well, if you live in the Fullerton area, your team is number 10, and they look pretty good. However, it's all going to come down to today, man. Golden West, Fullerton, number 1, number 10, 9-0, 7-2. Central League crown, man, on the line at Sherbeck Field. The unbeaten Rustlers look to finish perfect behind quarterback Kiwananoa. I don't want to say his last name because I don't want to butcher it, and wide receiver Tanner Schmidt, while the Hornets aim to sting and spoil. Teran, give me your thoughts on this game.
Yeah, this would have been better if Fullerton didn't lose to Cerritos last week, but that's why you got to take care of your opponents at hand. So I think this one's going to be a very fun matchup just because these are two rivals from Orange County, and both of these teams love to try to get the best recruits from their respective areas. So I think we're in for a very fun match. I feel Fullerton is going to probably want to play as defensive as possible. Golden West, I know, has the potential for high-scoring affairs. So I think for the Rustlers, expect a high air raid offense and expect high scoring as well. But expect Fullerton, on the other hand, to control the clock, have long drives, and prevent Golden West offense from getting onto the field. Because the best way to make sure to stop a good offense is to make sure they don't get on the field.
And that is really how it goes, man. And again, right now, I know I said they took out Fullerton. I know I got a little ahead of myself. If Golden West takes out Fullerton, there's no question they are the true number 1 going into the playoff, right? I mean, I just don't see it. Nothing that San Mateo can do, nothing that anybody can do. This team will be number 1.
Without a doubt. And they'll be the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. I can't imagine them not being the number 1 seed. I mean, unless, of course, they lose to Fullerton, which if that's the case, then they drop down. But I still think they get to the playoffs and whatnot. So overall, I think Golden West is really deserving of its number 1 status. They've had a few close calls, but honestly, the Rustlers, they just continue to keep on trucking.
Nope, true story. And I do believe that they'll. I honestly think I'm going to pick them to win this game. I just can't. I was so excited for this. But Teran, there is the other side. There's always the but, right? Teran, you know this rivalry well. You know this one. And they're not playing Santa Ana. They're not playing Saddleback. They're playing Fullerton, okay? Teran, if Fullerton wins this game, what happens?
Then it gets really interesting when it comes to the standings, because I know Golden West and Fullerton are kind of the two-headed monster of their standings. So looking at the standings, with the national standings, there would be a 3-way tie for first place between Cerritos, Fullerton, and Golden West. And I think they'd probably go to point differential when it comes to those 3 teams. Because remember, Fullerton beat Cerritos, or Cerritos beat Fullerton by 2 points. And I still think Golden West would probably have the green light to make the postseason, just because that would put him at 9-1, which is still pretty good. I mean, Golden West, or Cerritos and Fullerton, are both 7-2 and whatnot. So I think for the Rustlers, they're still in a good position, but they can't just like last year, they can't afford to put their fate in terms of the playoffs in the hands of the committee. That's just not correct, just because you got to take care of business on the field.
No, and that's exactly it, man. So really quick, just looking into the top 25 really fast. Just want to put this out there because, again, I wanted to start with that. I'm sorry. You cannot start the segment any other way. It is electric. That's the game. That's the game right there. That's the one. That is the game everyone will be watching today or be trying to find. But for really quick, top 25, Golden West, obviously number 1. Ventura, number 2, we have San Mateo, Mount San Antonio, a.k.a. Mount Sac, El Camino. Then you have Saddleback, Diablo Valley, Cerritos, San Francisco, and Fullerton, rounding out the top 10. Butte, Modesto, Riverside. Still weird seeing them down there. Sequoias, Fresno, Southwestern, who had a great run this year, got bounced back. De Anza, Monterey Peninsula, who also had a great start this year and now got bounced back. Moore Park, Citrus, Foothill, Victor Valley. I have never seen Victor Valley in the top 25. Even when I played Never. So it's really cool seeing them up there. Feather, River, Sierra, and Santa Monica to round out the top 25. There we go. And yeah, dude, this is just, it's electric, man. So now, setting the stage for this game, this is it. You got these Fullerton, the Jackets right there. Hornets. I know. We played them enough to think I would know their mascot. But Hornets, Rustlers. This is it, dude. It's an Orange County battle today. Sherlock Field. I mean, this is going to be it. We have a true number one right here on the line. Darren, your thoughts overall? I mean, sorry, your pick.
I have to go with Golden West. I think they're just playing. There's no better team that's playing better football than they are. I don't expect this to be an easy one. I think, again, Fullerton's going to probably come in motivated, angry after last week. And again, Golden West knows what's at stake here. They know a win will definitely guarantee them the number one seed, but a loss could put their hands in terms of making the playoffs in the fate of the committee. And that can't happen because you remember last year, Golden West, they were one game. They were the first one out in terms of making the postseason. So they had a strong argument of making the playoffs, but unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. So I think for Golden West, they know they cannot hold anything back. They could ill afford to lose this game, even if Fullerton was still undefeated in conference play. I think Golden West would still want to go all out. So, and then for Fullerton, if they want to have any shot of making the postseason, they're going to have to play their tails off. Again, controlled time of possession, have their defense just get to the quarterback and eventually keep the Golden West offense off the field, just because, like I said, best way to keep a really good offense off the field is make sure they don't get on it.
Yeah, that's really the big picture, right? So, yeah, dude, we have some good ones though coming up today, man. Especially the other ones. I mean, number 2, Ventura. Number 4, Mount San Antonio. The North title or the Northern League title bout. This is really it, man. Ventura's balanced attack led by Caden Taylor meets the Mounties' very tough defense. The winner likely claims the number 1 spot or number 1 seed in SoCal. I don't know how because I was reading the 3C2A. Obviously, this is if Golden West falls, I do believe, but yeah, again, I don't see either one is going to be number 1 if Golden West wins. Regardless, though, Ventura, Mount Sac, that's 2 and 4, dude. Who are you taking?
I gotta go with this one is going to be at Ventura, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. And Mount Sac didn't play last week, so
no.
Yeah, I'll take Ventura. I think Mount Sac is going to be a little rusty, but I think that's a long drive going from Walnut all the way down to Ventura, and Ventura knows that they can ill afford to lose. And I think whoever wins this will go to the playoffs just because the conference winners should get an automatic qualifier. And then that makes a whole big of a mess in terms of the entire standing. So I got Ventura winning. It'll be close though. I mean, Ventura just seems to be like a whole different Ventura. Mount Sac just doesn't feel like the Mount Sac from years past. So I think for the Mounties, they're going to give Ventura all they can handle. But I think in the end, I think it'll be a Ventura win.
I think so too. It should be a really fun one, but yeah, I think the Pirates should be able to pull this one out. But number 5, El Camino, 8-1. Number 6, Saddleback, 8-1. It all comes down to this in Mission Viejo, man. Both teams 6-0 in the Southern League. El Camino quarterback Jake Friedman, Saddleback's fierce front 7. This one's for all the marbles. Who you got?
This one's really interesting just because El Camino and Saddleback, they're both 6-0 in conference, as you said. They're both 8-1 overall, and they both have won 6 straight. So this one, oh, man, it feels weird not seeing RCC playing for a conference title. Sorry, Larry, but man, this is tough to really predict. I mean, I'd say this could be a shootout, but El Camino can play some good defense, and that could really make it tough on Saddleback. But if Saddleback plays their game, they should be able to win. I'll take El Camino in a close one. I mean, Saddleback, they have the home field, but I think Elko is going to be ready to go.
Elko's good, man. Elko's a great football team. I think so too. That is a very tough one there. As good as Saddleback is, though, I just can't go anywhere else. I got to go Elko to win this one. Again, they knocked off RCC last week. They're ready to go. Again, RCC isn't that great this year, but whatever. They'll take it. I think Elko will win this one. Number 3, San Mateo versus Laney. I mean, after falling to San Francisco, the defending champs look to bounce back. The Bulldogs quarterback Luke Alexander leads the offense at Laney. Aims for a huge statement upset in the Bay 6 finale. I want to hype that one up. I really do, but is it going to go any other way than the Bulldogs' way today, Teran?
No, and San Mateo, they have a chance for at least a share of their conference because their other two opponents, San Francisco and Diablo Valley, they both have completed their regular season. So San Mateo, they have to win today. If they don't win, then they can kiss probably maybe the playoffs and their conference title hopes goodbye, just because they just can't afford it. And they're facing Laney, which, come on, they're 2-7 going into this game overall. I can't imagine San Mateo having a letdown.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's no way. They already lost one this year. It was tough for them. They're going to be in the playoff. They're not losing this game. Number 12, Modesto, 7-2. At number 14, Sequoias, 7-2. This is the Valley League decider. The Pirates try to keep control behind quarterback Connor Stovall, but Giants running back Tyler Harris and crew plan to defend their home turf. This is a fun one, man. Modesto, this is also weird not seeing them in the top 5, actually. Sequoias has had a very good year this year. What do you think, Teran? Do you think Modesto gets it done on the road, or do you think it's time for somebody else and Sequoias actually wins this one and moves up?
So Modesto, if they win this, then they would be outright conference champions. But if Sequoias wins this, then it looks like Modesto, Sequoias, and Fresno City will all be conference champs. Modesto's won 5 straight. Sequoias just lost to last week, which is kind of a bummer for them. Their loss came at the hands of Fresno City, losing by 2, putting them in this dire situation where they have to win. Otherwise, they don't get a share of their conference title. But I think Modesto wins it. It'll be tight, but I think Modesto is able to take advantage of Sequoias' letdown spot from last week, and they're going to exploit that. So give me Modesto I'll say this, Modesto in a close one.
I can see that. Number 11, Butte up in NorCal, 7-2. Also taking on Sierra up in NorCal, 4-5. NorCal League title chase continues. The Road Runners look to rebound from the Redwoods upset as Sierra tries to be the spoiler. Expect physical football up north today. Will the ranked team Butte win it, or do you think we'll have an upset today with Sierra winning this thing, even though they've won 3 games less?
So this is an interesting conference. So Butte and Sierra, along with American River and Redwoods, are all 3-1. The winner of Butte Sierra and the winner of American River Redwoods will share the conference title.
Oh, that's crazy.
Which is just crazy, if you ask me. I think this might be the most balanced conference of all. Interesting thing is about Butte is that last week they lost to Redwoods, and oh my God. Redwoods is still pretty good, though.
They are.
In their conference, but still, they have a losing record. So this just gets really interesting. I mean, that means Butte beat American River, which means Butte would have the tiebreaker over American River in terms of if teams go to the playoffs and whatnot, or who represents who from the National NorCal Conference. But that being said, I'll take Butte. I think Butte is the more complete team between them and Sierra. But I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for Butte. This could be another letdown spot just because Butte did have that loss to to Redwoods last week, and they still could be hung over from that loss. But I think Butte bounces back in very strong fashion.
I can see that, dude. Honestly, Butte looks good. I know the Redwoods loss was tough, but Sierra wins this one. Good for them. But I guess I'll see. I think Butte's the stronger team here. So obviously we have some more here to go. I mean, there's some more we can just talk about, but at the moment we don't got to go too far into some of these. I mean, let's take a look. Where are we at? Let's see. Okay, so I think we go number 17, De Anza, 9-0, taking on Cabrillo. The Dons look to cap an unbeaten regular season in Cupertino. Nice. Quarterback Aiden Nguyen and wide receiver Malik Harris. Power to the American Division's lone perfect squad, which is pretty crazy. We have number 15, Fresno City at 5-4, taking on Reedley. The Rams running back Dominic Gonzalez leads Fresno into another Valley showdown after last week's thriller. And a win here would shake up the standings big time. We also have Victor Valley. We talked about, man, number 22, Victor Valley at 8-1. That's crazy. They're taking on LA Southwest. The Rams aim for a 9-win finish in a prime bowl slot. Obviously, they're not in that division to go up, so it'll be a bowl game that they play for. But the offense has been rolling behind quarterback Michael Carter. And I don't know, can they close strong in LA? This is a very good game for both of these ones here. And then I think ending off here, number 23, Feather River, 8-1, taking on Siskiyous. We have Golden Eagle. The Golden Eagles, obviously, fly on in week 10, looking to secure a historic 9-win season. I don't think they've ever done that before. Running back Jalen Thomas continues to dominate for the Rivers' powerful run game. Darren, any thoughts on any of these games, man? These all look really, really fun, even if they're unranked versus a ranked team.
So De Anza has the best chance of winning today. I mean, they're 9-0. They're making a very compelling argument to be in the playoffs. And Victor Valley, all they just need to do is win. I know Victor Valley did lose to the likes of their only loss was to Grossmont. Interesting. So yeah, Victor Valley, I think they win this one. I think Victor Valley wins. Antelope Valley, unfortunately, screwed the pooch a few weeks ago when they wound up losing to Victor Valley. And now that puts Victor Valley in the driver's seat in terms of winning their conference. And again, Victor Valley is playing LA Southwest, which is very winnable in my opinion. So I'd probably take Victor Valley to win the Metro Conference.
I can see that. These are all these are all fun games. Victor Valley, this is history. I don't know if they've ever done this before. That would be crazy. I mean, my gosh. Fresno, I definitely see that. De Anza, yes. I mean, just a couple of games to really look at. It'd be really fun. Feather River, I think they're going to – this is historic. I don't think they've ever won 9 games, so that is really cool for them. But there you go, Teran. But again, the big one today, Rustlers, Hornets, Golden West, Fullerton, number 1, number 10, Orange County. I mean, this is it, Teran. It's happening in your neck of the woods. Let's see how these guys do. But again, the pick for me, the pick for you, we're going Golden West. And honestly, Teran, I will say this now, and I do not want to jinx them. Teran, I really do believe if the Rustlers win this thing today, honestly, dude, I think they're going to go and win themselves a national title.
Probably. I mean, they've been dominant throughout most of the year. They have the team and camaraderie. My only fear for them is they haven't faced too much adversity. I know they've had a few close calls, though. But honestly, I think Golden West just has the team to win the whole thing.
Yeah, they're a great football team, dude. So let's see what they can do. But there you go. So all right, let's turn it on over to the NJCAA, man. And well, we got some fun stuff. The NJCAA, not a whole bunch here, but obviously enough. This top 25 or top 15 is, always fun to look at. But really quick, we have here from, let me see. Whoops, let me pull it up real fast. I thought I had it, but I did not. So sorry. Regardless, though, this has been a, I don't want to say up and down year for anybody. This has just been a straight out solid year for Hutchinson. I mean, they're dominant. They look good. This is a team that is going to be, unless something horrible happens, they're going to the ship, man. Like, this team is going to make it happen. They're so good, super talented. They're going to go. The only question is will Iowa Western join them? So 1 to 15, or I guess let's do 1 to 5. Hutchinson 8-0, Iowa Western 7-1. Obviously, Tyler, again, they're 9-0. I'm telling you, man, they're chomping at the bit. Anything happens to Iowa Western, they're going to move up. Northwest Mississippi, Copia Lincoln, and then 6 to 10, Georgia Military, Mississippi Gulf Coast, Coffeyville, East Mississippi, and then Trinity Valley. And then moving on after that, we have Butler, Iowa Central, Navarro, Garden City, and Hines at number 15. And, well, looking at moving forward today, Teran, we got a couple of games that are going to be pretty hyped up, pretty darn good. First one is the top 5 collision in Kansas. This is the game of the week. Number 2, Iowa Western, 7-1, traveling over to, or 7-2, whatever they are, travels over to number 11 Butler for a Jayhawk Conference heavyweight bout. Can the Reavers keep their playoff push alive, or the Grizzlies defend their home turf in El Dorado? What do you think there, Teran?
Well, Iowa Western, if they want to keep their number 2 status, they pretty much got to run the table. But, man, this is going to be a tough spot. Butler is really good, but I think Iowa Western barely gets it done. It's going to be an exciting matchup, but I think Iowa Western squeaks out the win.
Yeah, I mean, again, this year they've proven to be a little shaky. They're 7-1 this year. Again, I know they lost the one. They're still good. But again, I mean, right now they're the top 2 teams in the country. We know why they're top 2 teams in the country. They're damn good. But yeah, I don't know. I want to say it's going to be a better game, or a really good built up game, but I just don't see it. I feel like Iowa Western is going to win this thing. Butler will give them a fight, but again, I don't know. And this might be it. This might be the upset that Tyler is looking for. I don't know, but we'll see. But other than that, we both got the Reavers. Number 5. Oh, sorry. We have a top 5 MACCC battle. MACCC. It's number 4, Northwest Mississippi at 8-1. Taking on number 5, Copia Lincoln, also at 8-1. This is in a MAC or MA3C semifinal showdown. So, 2 of Mississippi's best. Only one moves on to the title game. Kickoff today, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific in Wesson. This should be a fun one, Teran. 4 versus 5. I don't know. I don't know who to pick.
Yeah, this is a tough one. And here's the thing. It's a semifinal game. I can't believe we're already getting into conference tournaments and whatnot, or conference championships, because if you lose in that, then it's pretty much most likely the end of your season unless you have a strong, compelling argument, or unless you're Hutchinson or Iowa Western. But, man, this one's a tough one. I'll say Copia Lincoln in a thriller. I think Northwest Mississippi is good, but I think Copia Lincoln will be slightly better.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a fun one. I think that they're both even. I know one is 4, one is 5, but they're still even. I'm going to take Copia Lincoln, too. I'm going to see what these guys can do. Mississippi Mayhem. That is a good one. Number 7, Mississippi Gulf Coast, 8-1. They head to Scuba to face number 9, East Mississippi, 7-2 on the year. And in the other MA3C semifinal, Bulldogs versus Lions for a ticket to the state championship. Expect fireworks in this one. Who are you taking?
I'll take Mississippi Gulf Coast. I think Gulf Coast is the better team. I think they check off most of the boxes, but it won't be easy, especially, I mean, I say go on the road, but both these teams are in the same state. So I think for Gulf Coast, they should have their way against East Mississippi. I think it'll be a grinded out game in the first half, but then second half, I think Gulf Coast pulls away.
Yeah, same here. That seems about fair. Gulf Coast is very good, but East Mississippi, man, I know I hate to say it too. That's the original last chance of you, but Mississippi Gulf Coast has gotten a lot better over the years, and well, I mean, they won a title a couple of years back, so yeah, no, they're pretty dang good. So other than that, Moving on, we have Bulldog business trip. The number 6 Georgia Military 9-1 Bulldogs travel to take on Lackawanna at 4-3 for the homecoming 2025 in Scranton. Oh, Lackawanna's homecoming today. It's a late one actually in the year. GMC's offense keeps rolling, but the Falcons are always a tough team at home, and this is their homecoming. What do you think, man? Lackawanna is only 4-3. I don't know how you would schedule these guys for your homecoming. That's crazy. That's like Maryland scheduling Indiana for their homecoming. I don't understand that logic, but what do you think, Teran? Think they got this one? Think Lackawanna could get an upset here? Or do you think Georgia Military is going to go on the business trip and come home with a win?
With all due respect to Lackawanna, I'll take Georgia Military, and here's why. I think Georgia Military should be either offended but flattered that Lackawanna scheduled them as their homecoming. I just think that Georgia Military has too much firepower on them, and they're going to come in hungry and motivated just because Lackawanna schedule them out as their homecoming game. And normally you schedule a team that you're most likely supposed to beat as your homecoming unless your schedule doesn't allow it. But Georgia Military, I think, will be able to get the job done.
Yeah, me too. And you're right there. And yeah, no. You know, those homecoming games, blackout, looking at you, Nebraska. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. Yeah. You don't know. No, you don't paint your field black. No. When a blackout game means a funeral, guys. You don't just wear all black. And no, that means a funeral. So bad. Too bad for the Cornhuskers. That was their funeral. Night. Anyway,
especially for their playoff hopes.
Yeah, definitely for their playoff hopes. Bye, bye, Felicia. Anyway, Teran. So yeah, the Georgia Military should. I mean, I would love to see Lackawanna win that one. That'd be crazy, but I got Georgia Military too. Texas heavyweights in a Texas heavyweight tilt here. Number 10 Navarro 4-3 hosts New Mexico Military. I don't know. This is crazy. Navarro looks to rebound here after falling short. Number 3, Tyler. While New Mexico Military rides the momentum of last week, we got that game. We got Coffeyville, number 8, Coffeyville 5-3. They roll into Dog City at 5-3 to take on the 3-4 Dog City, fresh off of a 52-7 statement win. Red Ravens soaring right now, and the Conks are ready for a home upset. And then, of course, we have an East Coast clash. Snow is heading on over to Monroe. It's snowing in New York. They're 5-4, and a battle of momentum teams here. The Badgers just hung up 101 points last week over Community Christian College. Can they stay hot on the road? And then I think we got two more. Sorry, the MACCC Spotlight, Itawamba, Hines, and Jones may be idle, but their eyes are all on the Magnolia State semifinals, with Northwestern, as we talked about, Northwest Mississippi, Copia Lincoln, Mississippi Gulf Coast, and East Mississippi all chasing glory. And then, of course, Teran, we got the Jayhawk showdown under the lights tonight. Saturday night lights in El Dorado. We just talked about it again, but again, Iowa Western, Butler, that's going to be a fun one. Championship implications are on the line right now, but I just wanted to circle back to that one and make a full circle. But anyway, Teran, any thoughts on these other games you want to talk about? Just wanted to bring those up really quick.
You mentioned Coffeyville, Dodge City. That one I think is going to be a pretty darn good one. I think that one is going to be much better than most people anticipate. I think that one actually could come down to the wire, and that one I think is going to be exciting.
Oh, dude, I could see that one exciting all day. That's a fun one. That's actually that's a good game right there, man. I don't know. I think there's just a little scrappy rivalry there, a little fight, man. Conks and Red Ravens, that's a fun one. But I don't know. These are all good games, man. I'm really excited for it. But yeah, there we go. Again, number 1 game in the country tonight, at least in the NJCAA, man. Iowa Western, Butler. Will Butler do it? Can they knock these guys off? I don't know. We'll find out. But all right, Teran, anything else to add for the NJCAA?
Nope. I think we've covered it all.
Let's move on down to Division 3. Dude, a little D3 football in our life, man. Gotta love it. D3 Mighty Ducks. I'm just kidding. Speaking of those Ducks, dude, I'm just so proud of those guys right now. I'm just, but not a hockey show. Got to leave that up to the neutral zone, like you heard earlier on our commercials here. Big ups to those guys. Of course, Mr. Adam and new host Freddie, man. They do a great job, Freddie B. So, all right, Darren, moving on over to Division 3. Well, what's that old saying? You know, when people are guarding something, all is well at 12 o'clock. Darren, all is well in the Division 3. It's I don't want to call it boring, but it's very calm right now. The water, it's still water right now, right? You have your 5 teams that keep dominating. They're all 8-0. North Central Illinois, Mount Union, Johns Hopkins, Bethel, and Hardin Simmons. You even have a couple other ones that have joined the party now, 6-7. Wartburg at 9-0, Salisbury at 8-0. And that's your whole top freaking 7. After that, you have River Falls, Wisconsin lacrosse. Obviously, lacrosse. Wisconsin has to be there, right? Because they're that good. Those Wisconsin schools. And then, of course, let's see here. Does that end out? No, and then St. John's to end out 10. John Carroll, Wisconsin Platteville. Christopher Newport, Wisconsin Whitewater. DePauw, Hope, Barry, Wheaton, Illinois. Central, Cortland. And there you go, top 20. And then the top after that, 21 through 25, Randolph-Macon, Baldwin-Wallace, Trinity of Texas, Susquehanna, and Wabash. Stout has found their way out. Muhlenberg, I couldn't find anything that rhymes for that one, but they're out. And then Oshkosh, begosh. He was getting, poor Oshkosh. They're on their way out. They've also exited. So, Darren, any thoughts on this crazy top 25 before we get into some games? And I say crazy sarcastically.
Man, poor Oshkosh. I mean, they play in such a competitive conference, and it just feels like the conference just has too many ringers in it this year. So, and if you accumulate just one or too many losses in your conference, in a competitive conference, it's going to knock you out of the top 25. But that's just how it is, and that's just the competitiveness of said conference.
It's true, man. I mean, again, you have all these top teams, and they're so good. All these top teams are just dominant. We are talking about dominant. Again, I mean, Teran, that is 7 undefeated teams in the top 7. That's this is why we play the playoffs, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is the real deal. So, all right, let's go and get into a few of these here because, I mean, look, I'm going to read the top 2. And this is really it. I mean, I don't know. North Central, they're 8-0. They look to keep the dominance rolling. They're versus Elmhurst today. Quarterback Garrett Wilson and wide receiver Thomas Skunka continue to terrorize defenses. Can anyone slow down the Cardinals? Probably not. Mount Union at 8-0. They host Marietta in Alliance. Freshman quarterback Mike Maloney has been sensational this year, man. And running back Caden Minner is chasing history. Can the Purple Raiders stay perfect? Of course they can, because they're really good. Johns Hopkins 8-0. They had to McDaniel, to take on or to clinch. Looking to clinch the Centennial here. Quarterback Ryan Stevens and the Blue Jays offense are red hot heading into November. Of course they are. Bethel at number 4. They traveled to Carleton as the Royals chase another MIAC title. Expect quarterback efficiency and a relentless ground game and playoff energy. Hardin Simmons. Oh, this one's tough because it would have been so cool if Mary Hardin Baylor would have stayed relevant this year, but they just couldn't. But the 2 Hardin schools, number 5, Hardin Simmons at 8-0, and then Mary Hardin Baylor, the Texas Heavyweight Showdown, ASC title, and playoff seeding on the line. Expect fireworks between 2 national powers here. Number 6, Wartburg, 9-0, aims to stay perfect versus Nebraska Westland. The Knights' defense has been elite all season. One more win locks down the ARC title. And then number 7, Salisbury at 8-0. They travel to face off with number 13, Christopher Newport at 8-0. They're also undefeated in an undefeated clash. Steagle's run game, the captain's passing attack. Winner takes the coast-to-coast crown. And there you have it. And even the next one's good, Teran. The number 8, Wisconsin River Falls, 7-1 versus number 9, obviously, Wisconsin lacrosse, right? WEAC war all day long. Lacrosse is 6-1, both fighting for a playoff bid. this one could decide the conference. Teran, I mean, Division III football, man, never, ever disappoints with these matchups.
Yeah, man, the Salisbury Christopher Newport one is so enticing just because Salisbury, you said it best, they're undefeated, but consider this. Christopher Newport is playing better football as of late, and I think they're going to really give Salisbury a run for their money, especially since Salisbury still has the pressure of staying undefeated while Christopher Newport, they're playing with house money here, especially since they're the home team. So I think Salisbury pulls it off in the end, but Christopher Newport's going to give them everything and more. And then it feels like the 8 versus 9 is obviously a Wisconsin matchup, but that's just the norm of that conference.
Yes.
I'll say lacrosse wins.
Dude, it's not easy to pick that game. I totally get it. The WIAC is so dang good, man.
That's a bunch of ringers right there from Wisconsin.
It's crazy. I mean, it almost brings the question of if all these teams didn't beat the crap out of each other during the regular season, like the Trinity League. That's a really good question, Teran. How many titles would these teams have? Would it really be Mount Union and North Central? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like think about that with a Trinity League in high school. Like, dude, that if they didn't destroy each other during the year, like, wow, like these schools would be fighting in the playoffs every year, like for titles. I mean, that is huge. But yeah, really good stuff there. The Christopher Newport game, man, Salisbury, I think that's got to be the game.
Game of the week.
Game of the week. It's going to be great. At this point, Teran, what are you thinking? I mean, obviously, these guys are all going to be seeded. They're all going. But as of right now, I mean, it's really hard to pick a champion. I don't know. I always say it every week, you know, obviously, just like we keep on saying the NJCAA, it's a collision course between Iowa Western and Hutchinson. I don't know, Teran. There's 7 undefeated teams right now, and there's more undefeated teams behind in the top 25. Is this just saying that the teams are getting better in Division III and they're just dominating their conferences more? Is this saying that Mount Union and North Central need to like watch it because in the playoffs they may not be so dominant anymore? Or is this just saying, these teams are good. When we get to the playoffs, we know who the real champs are. And again, Mount Union and North Central are number 1 and 2 for a reason. How do you justify that? What do you think?
I mean, it feels like it'll be a collision course with North Central and Mount Union, but I think everyone is improving, and that's good for Division III football, just so you don't have the same teams just dominating every single year. So I think North Central and Mount Union have to be careful just because when it comes postseason time and they face a ringer of an opponent from the regular season, I think that team could have the potential of knocking off Mount Union or North Central. I think the postseason is really going to answer a lot of questions, and especially since conference tournaments will probably answer some questions, or conference championships.
No, I'm with it. I agree, man. Now, one more question for you before we move on, because obviously there's some great games today and everything. But Teran, I mean, we always seem to talk about I'm going to say it today. North Dakota and South Dakota need to get the hell out of there and go up. I'm going to say it every single show. I told you, you're probably sick of me saying that, but we agree. They need to move up, get into the freaking FBS. Does this, for you, say some of these teams maybe should move up to Division II?
Yeah, I think it would be quite the invitation for them to move up to Division II. But then you kind of have to make the argument: does that mean the entire school gets brought up to Division II? I mean, that's probably the big $1 million question right there. But I think the almighty dollar could actually get enough funding to bring some of these good schools up to Division II.
I mean, why not? Wisconsin already takes on Division II schools. I mean, and beats them. So, I mean, you know, those Wisconsin teams. So, anyway, man, good stuff there. Anything else to move, or are we moving on to Division II?
Nope, I think we've covered it all.
All right, let's head on over to D2 football, man, because, well, we got some stuff here already. Over here, just taking a quick little look at this top 25, because I like to read this to everybody really quick before we start. Again, all is well at 12 o'clock, right? All is well for these Ferris State Bulldogs. They're looking good. They're strong. They're atop of the chart right now. They're 9-0, but Harding right behind them at 9-0. Kutztown also at 9-0, and West Florida also at 9-0. Top four all undefeated at 9-0, and then Pittsburgh State right behind them at 7-2. Then we have Central Washington and CSU Pueblo, which are both 8-1. Augustana 9-0, and then number 10, or actually Western Colorado 8-1, and Minnesota Duluth at number 10 8-1. After that, Northwest Missouri State, Indiana, Virginia Union, Findlay, Ashland, UT Permian Basin, Johnson C. Smith, Newberry, Minnesota State, Albany State, round out the top 20, and then your last 5 teams: Western Oregon, Chadron State, Wingate, Delta State, and Assumption. Darren, we got some players here. We got some solid teams up here in this top 25, but it's all very similar. It's what we've been seeing, right? Today, of course, we got some games to look at, but number 1, Ferris State. Don't feel threatened. They're undefeated. They're taking on Northern Michigan, Northern Grit, but Bulldogs aim to stay perfect, and I'm pretty sure they are. Harding is taking on Oklahoma Baptist. Kutztown taking East Strasburg. I mean, the next game we actually see here is that's ranked West Florida taking on Delta State at number 16. The Argos look to extend their run. State's been aimed to crash the party here. We have Central Washington versus Angelo State at number 18. Central Washington at number 6. Wildcat road test in the LCS. High stakes for playoff positioning. Pueblo is going to be fun. It's Colorado State Pueblo taking on number 9, Western Colorado. That is a great one in the RMAC, man. Top 10 battle here. Thunderwolves versus the Mountaineers. I like that game a lot. And I think we have one more here that's actually really good. Number 14, Findlay at 9-0, taking on Northwood at number 24. We have here Oilers at home against a ranked Timberwolves team. Chaser right here for perfection. This is going to be a fun game. Again, all is well. I don't think anything's going to change very much here, but what are your thoughts on any of these Division II games?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of them. I think we have 2 ranked, unranked games this week. Augustana, Minnesota State, I think, is going to be an underrated game.
I'm going Mavericks in that one, by the way.
Yeah. Not too many. Oh, Findlay and Ashland. That one I think is going to be a pretty good one. 14 versus 15. And yeah, those 3 that I just highlighted are definitely the games to watch for. I think Ferris State will just continue to roll because they're just that good.
Yeah, Ferris State, I don't think we're going to see any fluctuation here. They're extremely talented, dude. I really like this team a lot right now. And again, this is maybe another argument too here. Maybe it'd be really cool to see Ferris State jump up to the FCS. I mean, this team is really well put together every year. They have a hell of a coaching staff. There's some good football being played there, man. Ferris State, some good Michigan football there. And let's see what these guys can do at the next level. I really like to see that a lot this coming season. Still, man, I think the game of the year for me was the Anchor Bone. A couple weeks ago, man. Ferris State and Grand Valley. I mean, it's just a battle every year. Fun game there. But anyway, Teran, there we go. A little bit of stuff there. But those are some games for Division II. I don't really got any more on that. I just think that we're gonna see a hell of a game in the RMAC. I am so excited for number 7 Pueblo versus number 9 Western Colorado, the Thunderwolves and Mountaineers. That's my total game of the week. But other than that, man, I just think we're gonna probably see a bunch of teams who are gonna win because they're the better team, right? I mean, I don't see it any other way here.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, there's nothing else on Division II. Let's roll on into the NAIA, man, because even here we got some craziness happening in the NAIA actually. You talk about Grandview today. They're taking on Culver Stockton. I mean, again, another game that they're just gonna win. Grandview, they look solid, man. I mean, that's why I love the going between conferences with these teams as well, the NAIA in Division Two and even Division Three sometimes, because the fluctuation is great. But taking a look at the poll here, the top 25 poll, right here on NAIA.org. So again, Grandview just looks really good, and they're going to continue to look really good at 8-0. Kaiser also 8-0. Benedictine 8-1. Friends University out of Kansas 9-0. Montana Tech, Teran. This has been your underdog team for so many years, and now they're up in the top 5. I mean, 9-0. We have Dort at 8-0. Marion at 8-1. Carroll, Montana at 7-1. Lindsey Wilson 7-1, and Morningside, Iowa. They have climbed their way back up to 7-2, which is really good, man. I'm really glad to see these guys back up there. And then, of course, the rest of the teams from 11 all the way down to 20. Campbellsville, Kentucky, OUAZ, Arizona, Indiana Wesleyan, Southeastern Florida, College of Idaho, St. Thomas, William Penn, Iowa, McPherson, Kansas, Montana Western, and Northwestern Iowa. They fell back pretty far, but they're still in the top 25. And then your bottom 5 here, 21 through 25. Georgetown, Kentucky, St. Francis, Indiana, Evangel, Missouri, Texas Wesleyan, and Southwestern Kansas. A couple of these teams are completely out. Cumberland, Tennessee, they're out. Concordia, Nebraska, they're out. Olivet Nazarene, they hung on for so long in Illinois, but they're out. Bethel, Tennessee, they have fallen. I mean, a couple of these teams have dropped out here. But regardless, though, good football in the NAIA. And we got here today, like I said, we got Grandview versus Culver Stockton. Should be a blah. That should be a simple game. The top-ranked Grandview Vikings return home, looking to stay perfect. Quarterback Jackson Waring leads the charge as GVU hosts Culver Stockton and Des Moines. So one more win keeps their number 1 reign intact, and I'm pretty darn sure they're going to win this game. But then you got the second game here, Teran. Number 2, Kaiser at 8-0, taking on number 14, Southeastern at 7-1. Florida Fireworks incoming. Number 2, Kaiser puts its unbeaten streak at 24-game conference win run. That's crazy. On the line versus number 14, Southeastern in a Sun Conference showdown. Watch for quarterback Jaden Miller to make waves again. What about that game, dude? What do you think about that one?
Oh, man, that one is going to be a barn burner. Like you said, that's the Battle of Florida right there. So a lot of pride on the line. Kaiser does have a lot of pressure on them because they've got that streak. However, I think Kaiser will get the win over Southeastern. It'll be close, though. I think Southeastern is going to make them earn that win.
I agree. The Seahawks are solid. But not saying nothing bad here to Southeastern. That's a very, very good football team. And if they were to win this thing today, I mean, okay, so again, I love playing devil's advocate here. Southeastern wins. How far does Kaiser drop?
Quite a bit. I think maybe like 5 or so spots.
Oof, yeah, I could see that happening. I mean, but the cool part about this is that's why we love these tournaments too. And finally, Division I got
and
with it.
And that's why you play conference play. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is why you also play the playoffs, because Kaiser, obviously, I mean, it's a huge game. But if this was the old system, like the BCS, I mean, you're out. Or chances are you're done. Depending. So pretty cutthroat. Nowadays, I love the fact that we have all these playoffs and everything. And the NAIA is awesome. They have a great 16-team playoff. Obviously, Kaiser shouldn't worry too much. I think they will have this game pretty handy. But again, Teran, I mean, anything would ever happen. Safety net, they got the playoffs there. And they're surely going to still get a bid. Regardless, though, I still see for sure. I still see Kaiser winning this game here today. Other than that, though, Teran, I mean, it's kind of sleepy until we get all the way down here. I can get down there fast enough. Until we get to number 11, Campbellsville, 7-1 versus number 20, Bethel, Tennessee at 6-3. A Mid-South Classic going on today. Number 11, Campbellsville battles number 20, Bethel, Tennessee in Finley Stadium. Quarterback Jet Engel and wide receiver looks like Jay Sean Pritt
headline a matchup with playoff stakes on the line. Who you like in that one?
Man, this one's a tough one. I think Campbellsville will win.
Yeah, they're higher ranked. They're better. I think England and Pritt have both proven themselves pretty darn good here. Solid football players and really good teams here. But yeah, I got to go with them as well. And then we have one more to close it out here for the day on the NAIA, man. Really exciting for this one. We have number 12, OUAZ at 7-0, taking on number 24, Texas Wesleyan at 6-3. It's a showdown in Fort Worth. The undefeated number 12, OUAZ Spirit hit the road to meet number 24, Texas Wesleyan Rams in a Sooner Athletic battle with national playoff implications. Who you got?
Man, if there's ever a team that deserves praise for this season, it's OUAZ or Ottawa University of Arizona. This one I think will be a little tricky just because they're on the road, different time zone, but I think Ottawa edges this one out.
Yeah, I can see that. Great football team here, but it's true. I know Westland, hey, I'm sure they deserve it too, but yeah, OUAZ, man, these guys have been, we've seen them around for so many years. I mean, this team just continues to stick around. They're a solid team, dude, and you can't slide them. So I think they're going to have themselves a pretty good game today. Should get the win. We'll see how that thing ends up. But there you go. So anyway, Teran, any thoughts to moving forward with? I mean, Grandview, obviously, I think they're the outright number one. They're going to seal it today. And dude, Grandview, the Vikings, man, I think they could be on to another title. Obviously, there's lots in the playoffs there, but Grandview, man, if they keep playing the way they are, I don't see anybody beating this team.
Yeah, Grandview is just playing on a whole other level. You talk about teams that are just playing good football. Grandview is just playing really, really good football. Nothing against Culver Stockton, but I don't see how Grandview loses this one.
No, not at all. Great football
and get
team
the
there,
starters
man.
out as soon as possible. Get out to a big lead. Make sure your starters are out. Keep them on standby for the following weeks.
Yes, please. And yeah, get these guys rested. I mean, that's the goal here. So, all right, there. Well, there's nothing else. We'll go ahead and move on over to the FCS. Things are getting a little interesting here for the first time in a while. Top 25 currently. We have here, according to ESPN, number one, of course, North Dakota State, 9-0. Montana, the Grizzlies, right behind them, and Missoula, 9-0. Right behind them, ooh, look at this one here. Good old Montana State, right behind them, 7-2. Number 4, Lehigh, 9-0. And then you have number 5, Tennessee Tech, 9-0. We have Monmouth, Tarleton State. Looks fell back a little bit, but they're still there. They fell 5 after finally losing a game, but they're still up in that top 10. Villanova, South Dakota State, and Rhode Island. After that, Rhode Island and Mercer are both tied for number 10. That's crazy. Then we have UC Davis, Harvard, Southeast Louisiana, North Dakota, Southern Illinois, Illinois State, Lamar, Jackson State, and Abilene Christian. And then 21 through 25, SF Austin, Stephen F. Austin, Youngstown State, Presbyterian, Western Carolina, and South Dakota, the Coyotes. What do you think about that, Teran? I mean, I know it's tough seeing UC Davis fall after such a good run. Harvard is still 13, despite being 7-0. I don't know how that is. That's crazy. Tarleton falls a lot. I mean, there's a big shakeup here in this top 25 for the FCS this week.
Well, we had a chaotic week in the FCS last week, so I'm not surprised to see all these shakeups. I think the FCS might have been the most exciting we've seen in a hot minute with all those upsets. That was probably the best week of FCS we've had in a minute.
No, it's true. We have not seen that good in a long time. So it's fun, good shakeups, good stuff here. So for today, we got, obviously, let's just get the game of the week out of the way, man. Number 1, North Dakota State at 9-0. Number 15, North Dakota, 6-3. Dakota bragging rights on the line. Cole Payton and the Bison look to stay perfect against the fired up Fighting Hawks squad at home. Incoming smash mouth football. Teran, does North Dakota knock off their rival today?
I think this one might be a little closer than expected. I think North Dakota State will think that everything is all sweet and all but I think North Dakota is going to give them a run for their money. But in the end, I think that North Dakota State pulls off the win. It'll be an ugly, grinded out game, but I think with the conference on the line, I think North Dakota State pulls off the win.
I agree. I think North Dakota State's just going to keep on doing it. Again, move up to the FBS. We're sick of you. And take the Jacks with you, even if they're like slightly little brother. I think the Jacks and both the Bison and the Jacks can compete very well at the FBS level. So let it happen. I mean, my gosh, a couple years ago, North Dakota State lost, 31-28 to Arizona. I mean, come on now. So anyway, Teran, speaking of South Dakota, well, just because we have a North Dakota battle going on today doesn't mean we can't have a South Dakota battle going on too. Number 9, South Dakota State, the Jacks, 7-2, taking on number 25, South Dakota, the Coyotes at 6-4. Dakota Duel 2.0, San Diego. Wow, I was thinking SDSU. Sorry, South Dakota State's title hopes on the line versus a surging Coyote squad. Physical, emotional, playoff implications everywhere. Darren, this is going to be a fun game too. Do the Fighting Hawks, we already said it, they'll probably fall to the Bison. But this one's a little more even, I feel. The Jacks and the Coyotes. Are we going to see the Jacks down today? Or will the Coyotes be running with the tail between their legs? Which one you got?
Man, this is an interesting game. I mean, South Dakota State's lost 2 straight after losing to Indiana State last week. Boy, if there's ever a time for the Jacks to get back on track and get themselves back in the FCS playoff race, I think it would have to be now, just because South Dakota, they've kind of had themselves an interesting season, but I'll take South Dakota State. I think South Dakota is a good team, but I just don't think South Dakota stacks up well against the Jacks.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to see it. Oh my gosh. I mean, can you imagine, Teran? It's not going to happen, but how crazy would it be if both the Fighting Hawks and the Coyotes won it today?
Chaos in the FCS.
Yeah, you think Tarleton State fell far? Dang. Yeah, that's going to be fun, but almost positive both of the state schools will win it. They're the bigger, better programs. And again, I think they both need to make their exit and get themselves over to the freaking FBS. Regardless, Teran, we have some more games here to be played. A couple more ranked on ranked. Number 10, Mercer at 7-1, taking on number 24, Western Carolina at 6-3. Braden Atkinson, and the Bears head to Cullowhee, I believe, to face a fast Catamounts offense here. SoCon Showdown with playoff stakes. We also have number 14, Southeastern Louisiana at 7-2, taking on number 18, Lamar at 7-2. Carson Camp and the Lions meet EJ Colston and the Cardinals in a Southland slugfest. Winner likely grabs playoff positioning, which is huge. We also have number 16, Southern Illinois at 6-3, taking on number 22, Youngstown State at 5-4. Seleucus, sorry, that's how I say it. Seleucus versus Penguins in a classic MVFC brawl. Expect heavy defense and trench warfare on this one. Also, we have one more. Actually, no, we don't. I thought we did, but we don't have any more ranked on rank. Any thoughts on those ones, Teran?
Well, I think we're in for another exciting week of FCS football, and here's why. I think last week was an indicator of what we can expect from the FCS and what we can truly expect. And with the weeks winding down, we only have a few more weeks until the postseason and whatnot, because we only have probably like 5 weeks before conference championships. So I think this is where chaos starts to really emerge, and I think this week could be on the cusp of more chaos.
Oh, no, I agree wholeheartedly. This would be freaking crazy, right? So, good afternoon to you, good sir, Mr. Brian Francione. Appreciate you, good sir. But yeah, I'm excited, man. We have some good football here in the FCS, man. And anything else to add for these guys before we move on to Division One?
No, except expect more chaos from the FCS. I think last week was just an incredible week. If this week tops that, then we got to buy more stock into the FCS in terms of football.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, we need, yeah. But you stop playing cupcake games. I mean, my gosh, I think that's the big part. Make it better. Let them play each other more.
Citadel,
Citadel.
Ole Miss facing one another.
Ridiculous. I'm sorry. These games are so stupid. We need to stop this nonsense. But anyway, all right, Teran, let's go ahead and let's see. Moving on over to the FBS, because obviously we got plenty to talk about here, right? Duh. All right. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. We're getting on into these guys here. And well, Teran, let's go ahead and talk about this top 25 really fast. We got some games underway at the moment. So top 25 at the moment, according to ESPN, we have Ohio State, obviously, 8-0, and Indiana, 9-0. Texas A&M, 8-0. Alabama, 7-1, and Georgia, 7-1. After that, we have 6-10, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, Oregon, and Notre Dame. 11-15, Texas, Oklahoma, Utah, Virginia, and Louisville. 16-20, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, Miami, USC, and in Iowa, and then from 21-25, Michigan, Missouri, Washington, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee. Any surprises there, Teran?
Not necessarily. I think everything is where it should be.
Yeah, same here. I mean, can't expect too much out of some of these teams like USC to move up too far. At the moment, we actually have Indiana and Penn State. Indiana's up 7-0, which is surprising. I thought they'd be up by way more right now. Sorry.
That's being generous to Penn State.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Number 5, Georgia over Mississippi State right now, 10-7. The BYU Texas Tech game is a great game. I know we should have gone earlier. That's totally my fault today, guys, for not getting on earlier. But man, 8-0 Texas Tech, 7 and number 7 BYU, man. Or sorry, I screwed that up completely. 10-0 versus the number 7 BYU Cougars, who are at 8-0 right now. Texas Tech leads this thing 8-1 now in the year. This is a nice, great Big 12 battle here. I don't know. I honestly didn't think this game would have a score for a while, but Texas Tech found a way to get up there early and score often. I don't know, Teran, any thoughts on these 3 ranked games right now, or ranked at least games at the moment?
I think Texas Tech is really starting to prove who they truly are. I think BYU is in for a letdown game, and here's why. Look, BYU, I know you can really only play the teams on your schedule, but BYU hasn't really been – they haven't faced adversity, and they faced a lot of meh teams. I know they had the crazy thriller in the Holy War against Utah. I know they had to grind one out against a talented Arizona team, but they haven't played anyone that's truly grueling. Like they're now in the top 10, which is great, but they have to go on the road against Texas Tech, they can ill afford to lose another game, just because they lose another game, that's going to really hurt their Big 12 title hopes. So I think BYU, not having faced adversity, is really going to feel the fiery wrath of the Red Raiders.
I agree. It's true, man. I know the Red Raiders are a solid team. I thought it would be a little more defensive at the moment, but man, this is a pretty good game so far. But loving it, enjoying it. And there you have it. We're going to take a look at any other couple games that are going on at the moment right now, not just any in the top 25, all games going on at the moment. We do have here SMU, Boston College, fun. I mean, again, these are just simple games. Now, let me go back really quick, because I do want to recap some of these games from earlier on the week. I know I did it last week to start off the week, but just tried something there. Earlier in the week, man, back on the 4th on Tuesday, man, Akron gets destroyed UMass 44-10, man. The Minutemen have yet to win a game this year at 0-9. That's rough. Ohio knocking off Miami of Ohio 24-20 in the
I don't know what you call that. Do you call it the Silver Trophy of Ohio? Like, what do you call that game there? I mean, uh, what do you think?
The land
Bobcats
game, because they're
the
from
what?
Ohio.
What was that?
The land game,
The
because they're both from Ohio, and Ohio. Actually, no, Cleveland's known as the land.
Well, I'm just kind of going off of like because neither of them are Ohio State's level.
Right.
This is like playing for second place, like you know what I mean, like
Right.
But anyway, so we had that earlier this week. Let's see, what else did we have? Let's see, Wednesday.
Maction.
All right, Wednesday, man. Ball State and Kent State. Hey, look where these guys are from. 17 taking on 13 here, man. I mean, sorry, not 17. 17-13 in this game. Ball State wins this one. Pretty good game there. Toledo just destroying Northern. Wow. Northern Illinois fell back, man. They were pretty solid the last couple of seasons. Now they're 2-7.
And remember, they beat Notre Dame as well.
They did.
They beat them last year, if I recall correctly.
And now they're falling apart at the seams. That's crazy. On to Thursday, we had Georgia Southern taking on App State, 25-23, which was better than Thursday Night Football. Fun Belt. Better than Broncos Raiders. And there was another game that was better than Broncos Raiders, and this one was a blowout. South Florida and UTSA's San Antonio, 55-23, man. South Florida started out. And it's crazy. Isn't that crazy, Teran? South Florida starts out with like this crazy hype around them. Now it's like you don't even hear anything about this team.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. South Florida did start off ranked, and I think they kind of took a few steps back, but I mean, they still have a chance at a spot in the American Conference Championship, but they're going to have to run the table and maybe get a little help along the way too.
Oh yeah, that's for dang sure, man. And it's just crazy to see it, like they're just like, yeah, no one cares. Like, it's crazy. But anyway, we saw that. And then of course, yesterday we had Houston defeating UCF 30-27, Tulane defeating Memphis 38-32. Damn it. And they were wearing their really cool uniforms, the black ones too, but it's all right. Tulane won that one fair and square. And then Teran, a game we'll talk about for a few minutes here. Number 19 USC looked like a football team. Mayava, 24 for 33, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns. King Miller, man, 15 carries, 127 yards, 1 touchdown. Mekhi Lemon even 11 receptions, 161 yards, 1 touchdown. Granted, it was over Northwestern, who is now 5-4. I get it, but I don't know. Overall, SC wins the Coliseum on a Friday night, 38-17. Give me all your thoughts, man.
Yeah, that one was kind of a fascinating game. I mean, if Northwestern had won, they would have gone bowling, or they would have been bowl game eligible. But honestly, let's be honest with ourselves. SC wasn't going to lose, even on a short week, even after an emotional win over Nebraska. USC knows what's on the table, and they know they got to pretty much run the table from here on out, because if they lose at least one game along the way, then their college football playoff hopes can be kissed goodbye. I mean, USC needs all the help they can get, because unless Indiana or Ohio State lose along the way, SC probably won't be in the Big Ten championship, because it's no guarantee that they'll be even in the Big Ten championship. So, I mean, they could probably be in the college football playoff if they beat Iowa next week, they beat Oregon, and then they obviously beat UCLA. But this Northwestern one was kind of a big stepping stone, just because they were back home. It was a Friday game. And then they've got another Friday game against – oh, no, I'm sorry. They've got a Saturday game against Iowa. So they've got a little bit more time to rest and prepare for Iowa, who's going to play Oregon. So and it's something about the Northwestern game. I know everyone was clamored about this, but USC pulled off a fake punt with the punter wearing the same number as someone else. But I don't know what you thought about that, but do you think the college football should get rid of duplicate numbers like the NFL, or is it just all right?
Teran, that's been a thing for such a long time. And duplicate, this is not the first time this has happened. And if it happens again, I mean, it's only the NCAA's fault. It's crazy. They can crack down on the stupidest crap.
But something like this, that's actually pretty. And this was all for SC too. This is something that benefited USC. Really cool play, and it was funny that happened. That was very funny. But at the same exact time, it's like really, like I don't know. USC could have won that no matter what, I think. But regardless, it's just, yeah, I do believe they need to get rid of that. I mean, again, they get rid of everything else, but really, not something like that. I mean, I don't know. That was it was funny. It was entertaining to watch. But come on, man. I
The
mean,
amount of
come
fans
on.
that were crying on the internet was just amazing.
It was pretty funny, actually. I think that was pretty funny. But yeah, dude, I just don't. Yeah, but it does need to go because it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen in a crazy playoff game or something. Watch, and I don't know. I just see. I don't know. There's a lot with this hanging around. So maybe we should just change this now. I'm just saying. But overall, it was a good game though for SC. I mean, I mean the whole game didn't come down to that play. But overall, I will say Lincoln Riley, I'm not gonna sit here and applaud him too much. It's been a rougher year. We had no business losing to Notre Dame. I'm sorry. They were not the better team. I'm sorry. I don't care. Fight me. SC had the better team that day. We just looked like freaking crap. So, I mean, well, we had the better team, but that day we did not have the better team. I don't care. Like I said, fight me. But Nebraska, dude, that game, I don't even think it should have been as close as it was. I mean, I'm just being real, I'm just being real. I don't know. When it comes down to it, these games, man, these college games, they're so crazy that anything can be the difference between a win and a loss. And I don't know. I just do feel like right now that whole duplicate number needs to go. Number one. And number two thing, I feel like in SC right now, we need to clean some things up, man. Joe Mayava was good, or Jade Mayava was good, but I don't know. I there needs to be more. There needs to be more there. I don't know. King, pretty good on the ground. You know what? I like him. Offensive line, get it together. I mean, there are some things with SC right now that I'm not too pleased with, but there are some things where I'm really excited about. If we can talk about really fast, let's see. What was something that I really liked a lot? Defense did work. They only allowed 280 yards. I mean, that's not like super crazy great, but I mean, you didn't give up 500 yards. You know what I mean? So overall, I mean, it was a pretty decent day, man. I mean, a pretty decent night. I really thought SC would run away with this game. No disrespect to Northwestern. It's just, I just don't feel that they're on the same level. The Notre Dame game, like I said earlier, I'm not trying to say the same thing about Notre Dame because Notre Dame is definitely on the same level. But it's just, I feel like SC had the better team. But I guess not on that day. Regardless, though, it was a good day, though, Teran, overall. I mean, it's a nice victory. USC stays very much alive in the playoff race, or not really in the playoff race. They stay very much alive, I guess, and a spot to stay relevant, to stay solid. I don't know if they're going to get in the playoffs or not. They might not. But overall, though, I mean, solid performance for SC, man. I can't be too mad at them.
Yeah, and I'll give this to USC. I was impressed with their defense. They held Northwestern to only 3 points in the second half, which was good. I mean, it's kind of the second straight week that USC has done that. Allowed kind of an interesting first half, but then really laid down the hammer in the second half defensively. I mean, last week was kind of a pass just because Nebraska's quarterback Dylan Raiola got hurt. But this week was a little bit more intense just because Northwestern is fighting for something. They're fighting for a spot to go bowling, and Northwestern's kind of been through the ringer when it's come to their program. So, and you look at Northwestern's remaining schedule, they've got, looking at Minnesota, they've got 3 games against teams that are 500 or better than 500. They've got Michigan next week, Minnesota the following week, and then Illinois, which is on the road. So thankfully for Northwestern's sake, they don't got to go back to the West Coast. Most of their games are going to be in the North or in the Midwest. Unfortunately, is that
Mhm.
the gauntlet has just started for Northwestern, as they've got Michigan next week, which Michigan is on a mission to try to make the Big Ten championship game and make the college football playoff.
Right.
Minnesota, I mean, they're probably satisfied with being, I mean, I wouldn't say they're fully satisfied with being bowl game eligible, but still, I think they still want to build off of their record and whatnot. And then Illinois, that's a rivalry game. So Northwestern's chances of going bowling are 50-50 in my opinion. They need one more win, but the rest of their schedule is really tough.
No, I agree, dude. So let's move it on now really quick. Let's hit a couple more of these games, man. I mean, obviously Ohio, Purdue today. We talked about Indiana, Penn State. We're gonna get into Georgia, Mississippi State. We're getting into that one a little bit. I mean, number 9, Oregon. Number 20, Iowa. Sorry, contrast of styles here. Number 9, Oregon. They look strong. They have a very solid offense. But we'll see what's going on with Oregon here. We talk about let's see, where are we at? Is that it? Oh my gosh, that's really it for the Ranked on Ranks this week. Wow, I guess I was sleepy. I did not expect that. But the big one, of course, the Saturday night game. Obviously, this one it's not Ranked on Ranked, but it's the one, right? It's the one. And this, of course, is LSU, Alabama. Tuscaloosa's rocking tonight. Saturday Night Football on ABC. What do you think?
Oh man, this Alabama LSU, man, that's gonna be a good one. I mean, here's the thing about LSU though. LSU is a dumpster fire. There's no better way of saying it. I mean, they got rid of Brian Kelly. I mean, it's tough to really say that they have a chance against Alabama. The only thing I will say is that maybe, just maybe, LSU could get the interim coach boost. But I just think Alabama should win this one outright, just because Alabama, look, as good as Garrett Nussmeier is, Alabama's defense is still as solid as ever. And again, LSU is a mess. They've lost 2 straight, probably going to be 3 straight. They'll probably get to a bowl game, and that's on account they'll be facing Arkansas the following week and eventually Western Kentucky. But still, LSU is a mess, and heaven knows what's going to happen. Who's going to be the next head coach for them? This kind of makes you wonder why they get rid of Ed Ogeron, the guy that, I don't know, led them to a national championship. Just because he had that bad week, and he had those problems and whatnot, doesn't mean that he was the guy to get rid of. I mean, you hired, I wouldn't say a puppet, but you hired pretty much a retread from Notre Dame. So, I mean, but that's me. I think Alabama's going to crush LSU, if I'm being 100% real.
I'm with it. I agree wholeheartedly. I think so as well. Alabama should just run the table on this game. I mean, it shouldn't be hard, but we'll see what happens today, man. Maybe the Tigers will fight. We'll see. But all right, Teran. Well, with that said, man, we've already gone over 2 hours, so I hope our little snippets can get still made. But regardless, what we got still, let's maybe get like another 5-10 minutes here. Let's move over to the NFL, shall we, Teran? Unless you want to do anything less with college. Anything else?
Oregon, Iowa is going to be an interesting game. I think that could be a possible elimination game when it comes to the Big Ten championship. And I'm surprised this, if it weren't for Notre Dame Navy, and that, with all due respect to that's a good matchup. With all due respect to that, I'm surprised this isn't the primetime slot in terms of the NBC. But with all due respect, Oregon, Iowa is an elimination game for who will win the Big Ten, who will make it to the Big Ten championship. And just like USC, it's no guarantee that Oregon or Iowa will both be in it, just because Ohio State could pretty much run the table, Indiana could run the table, and all those teams that I just mentioned, USC, Oregon, Iowa, there's still no guarantee to make the Big Ten championship. However, they could be a guarantee to be at least in the college football playoff. And Indiana's schedule is Indiana's schedule is very favorable. They've got Penn State today, which they should be blowing the doors off of soon to be getting another touchdown. And then they've got Wisconsin, Purdue, which pretty sure they'll beat both those teams. And then Ohio State kind of has a little bit more of a tougher path to the postseason, or a little bit more tougher path to the Big Ten championship, because they've got Purdue, which they should win. They've got UCLA on prime time next week, which thankfully for the Buckeyes, they'll be hosting. They've got Rutgers, which they should beat Rutgers. I mean, Rutgers is too old school for my liking. And then the big one is Michigan. That one right there is going to be the de facto matchup, just because if Michigan does beat Ohio State, and they have had Ohio State's number, then you kind of got to take into consideration Michigan in the Big Ten championship. Because let's say Oregon beats Iowa, loses to Iowa, but beats SC, and then Michigan beats Ohio State, and then Indiana runs the table. Then it's Michigan versus Indiana in the Big Ten championship. But if Ohio State and Indiana just run the table, then it's those two, and then USC, Oregon, and Iowa have to pretty much play the waiting game.
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty much that for the Big Ten.
The Big Ten is something to watch, man. I mean, again, just a very fun. I mean, I hated it before, but now it's actually really fun watching, like, all these teams compete at this level. But yeah, man. So with that, Teran, let's go ahead and roll on over really quickly. So let's take a few minutes. Let's jump into some NFL, man. Screw it, make some fun picks here for tomorrow. I'm down. Just a couple of quickies. Why not? These are always fun to talk about. So tomorrow we got a Berlin game tomorrow. Hello, Germany. Yeah, man, we got ourselves a fun one here. This is going to be kicking off bright and early, man. The Colts at 7-2 taking on the Falcons at 3-5 in the Olympic Stadium in Berlin. Sauce Gardner makes his long-awaited Indy debut, while Michael Penix Jr. and Bijan Robinson look to spark Atlanta overseas. Who are you taking?
Indianapolis has to get back on the map. Or get back off the map when it comes to this one. I'll take the Colts. They should handle the Falcons. The Falcons are too inconsistent. One week they're beating the Bills. Next week they're losing to the Dolphins and whatnot. So give me the Colts.
Yeah, I agree. That's a pretty easy one, right? Just kidding. No, Falcons are weird. I don't know, but yeah, I'm with you on that one. Two teams desperate for a win square off at MetLife tomorrow. Browns at 2-6 look to snap a 12-game losing streak on the road. Poor Browns. While the Jets at 1-7 hope that Justin Fields and Breece Hall can finally deliver at home. Teran, what are your thoughts?
You said Browns Jets?
Browns Jets.
Oh, God. We talk about toilet bowl matchups. That one might be the toiletest of all toilet bowls. And something's got to give here. Browns have not won a road game, but the Jets have not won a home game. I'm going to take the better defense and say the Browns win.
This game sucks. Like, that game sucks. Like,
you should receive a stimulus check for watching this game. Whether you're in person or you watch on TV.
You should receive a I'm sorry, that's good. That's good because it's true. That's why it's funny, because it's true.
People gotta be paid to watch this.
Seriously, that's a horrible game. Oh my gosh, that's a horrible game.
The actual toilet bowl.
Yeah, that's a terrible game. That is a terrible game, dude. Okay, so on to tomorrow. On to the rest of these. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Oh, yeah, that's terrible. All right, next up. Did I miss anything? No. Let me see. Where was I? Oh my gosh, I missed my spot. Okay, Jacksonville. The Jaguars at 5-3 roll in with new wide receiver Jacoby Myers. Wonder where he came from. Brady's debut, while the Texans at 3-5 will be without star CJ Stroud due to a concussion. So can Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne keep Jacksonville's momentum alive, or will Houston rally behind their defense at home? What do you think?
Considering the Jaguars are in a very tough AFC, they need this win badly. I know they beat the Raiders last week, but it feels doubtful that the AFC. They could draw closer within Indianapolis if they win. I just don't see the Colts losing, and Jacksonville needs this win so badly. So give me the Jaguars. There's no way the Texans pull this one off without Stroud.
Can you imagine that? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Let's go ahead and refresh.
This isn't 2021 where Davis Mills pulled off that upset. Davis Mills and the Texans pull off that upset against the Chargers.
That was crazy, man. All right, next one up. The Bills at 6-2 roll into Miami, riding a hot streak, while the Dolphins at 2-7 look to play spoiler behind Tagovailoa and Waddle. Can Josh Allen and Bills Mafia stay perfect on the road, or will Miami finally make some waves at home? I can't.
So the interesting thing about this game is that when the Bills drafted Josh Allen, the Dolphins had a 16 led this season, the overall series between them and the Bills by 16 games. If the Bills win, or should I say when the Bills win, the Bills and the Dolphins will be tied up in terms of the all-time record. So give me the Bills. That all-time record between the Bills and Dolphins will be tied up easily.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I can see that wholeheartedly, easily. Next up here, we have who's on next on my list? The Bills. Oh, the Patriots, 7-2. We're at a 6-game win streak in Raymond James, man. That's pretty cool, right? While the Buccaneers at 6-2 look to defend their home turf behind Baker Mayfield. Can rookie phenom Drake May outduel Baker in a battle of first-place teams? What do you think?
This one's an interesting game. I mean, Patriots are 4-0 away. Bucks are coming off of a bye.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to take Tampa Bay for this one. I think the Patriots are due for a letdown spot. And the Bucks, it's their division to lose. The NFC South is their division to lose, but I think the Bucks are gonna like rain on the Patriots parade. And Baker Mayfield, even though he's gonna miss most of his top guys, I think they'll get the job done. I think they have to have some of their top players back. I know Mike Evans is not back, but they got to have other players like Bucky Irving, and I'm not sure about Chris Godwin. Emeka Egbuka is still having a phenomenal rookie season, so I feel the Bucks are going to grind this one out.
I can see that. Definitely see that one there. Bucks, man, looking strong, doing their thing there at home. We'll see what happens in that game. Next up, we see the Bears at 5-3 are chasing the NFC North crown as Caleb Williams looks to stay hot at home versus the Giants, who are 2-7, who are desperate to snap their 3-game skid. Now there's no more Scattaboo, so that's pretty much over. Chicago, Chicago stay in. Can these guys stay in playoff position? Which is crazy to think that they're even in it. Or will New York pull off the upset at Soldier Field? What do you think?
Honestly, the Bears had themselves a dreadful performance, a dreadful win last week against the Bengals. Thankfully, the Bengals don't have the best defense. I think they'll get the job done against the Giants. Giants have yet to win a road game, though the Giants' defense isn't too bad. They've got some good players like Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter. I wouldn't call this one a walk in the park, but I think Chicago wins this one. They pull away in this one.
I think so too. Chicago's solid. Good football team here. I'm pretty sure they'll get that thing there. Bears. The Ravens at 3-5 are heating up after back-to-back wins, but the Vikings at 4-4 and good old JJ McCarthy are finding their rhythm at home. Can Lamar Jackson actually, is he playing tomorrow?
Yeah, he's back.
He's back. That's right. He is back. Brain fart. Can Lamar Jackson keep Baltimore rolling, or will Minnesota rise to a winning record? What do you think about that one?
I think the Ravens win this one. It's going to be a grueling matchup just because both these teams definitely need the win. But I think Lamar and the Ravens have found their groove. And you look at the Ravens schedule, they've got the Browns, Jets, and Bengals in their next 3 games. If they play their cards right when it comes to those 3 games, they could legitimately be 6-5 going into that matchup against the Steelers when they play them on the 7th of December. But I think for Baltimore, they just got to get through this one. And this one, I think this one will be close. This one could be a little bit of a low-scoring matchup, but I think the Ravens pull it out.
I think so too. Ravens look strong in this one. They're a good football team, dude. The Ravens they got to pick up the pieces right now. The Panthers at 5-4 return home, looking to stay hot, while the Saints at 1-8 fight to snap a 4-game skid versus this NFC South showdown, or for an NFC South showdown. So can Bryce Young and Rico Dowdle keep Carolina rolling, or will Spencer Rattler and Alvin Kamara spoil the party? Is Rattler even starting? I don't even know what's going on in New Orleans.
Tyler Shuck started last week
he started,
for the Saints against the Rams, so I don't know what they're going to do when it comes to the quarterback situation.
Dude. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on over there. I don't even know what to say. The game sucks. Just kidding. I don't know. Panthers, you know what? I think they're the safer pick, right? I would go with them.
Without a doubt. Panthers are the safer pick. Even if Bryce Young isn't having his best game, Panthers should beat the Saints. The Saints are a dumpster fire. End of discussion.
Yeah, they just look like crap, man. It's kind of sad. But, I mean, what do you do? What do you do, right? Next up here, let's see what's next on my list. Ooh, the Seahawks are 6-2, flying high and ready to feast at home, while the Cardinals at 3-5 rolling behind Jacoby Brissett, looking for another upset win after stunning Dallas on Monday Night Football. What do you think about this one?
Look, Cardinals had a good win over the Cowboys, but Seahawks are still playing great football. And my big problem is with the Cardinals is that it's a short week for them, and they have to go on the road to take on a very good Seahawks team who has aspirations of winning the NFC West. I can't imagine Seattle losing this one. Seattle wins this one fairly easily.
Yeah, dude, they're really good. Honestly, I think it's time to give some flowers, man. These guys are pretty solid. I like these guys a lot. They look like a solid football team right now. So, I mean, it's nice to see these guys playing well like they are. So, Seahawks fighting, doing their thing. So there you have it. So the Lions at 5-3 look to bounce back and stay in the NFC North race, while the Commanders at 6-3 try to regroup after losing quarterback Jaden Daniels to injury. Can Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown keep Detroit roaring, or will Dan Quinn's squad rally for a home upset in DC?
Man, if only the Commanders had Jaden Daniels. This is actually a rematch of last year's NFC divisional round where the Commanders upset the Lions. No doubt Lions will win this one. I think that's going to be the added motivation. They're facing the Commanders, who wound up beating them in the NFC divisional round, and that loss probably stung the most. And if you saw Dan Campbell's post-game press conference after that game, he was emotional. So I imagine that's going to be more added motivation for the Lions.
No, I can see that for sure. That's a crazy game. That's a crazy football game right there. But yeah, that's a hard one for me. Yeah, let's go Lions. That's a good game. I mean, all right. Next up, the Rams 6-2, the 49ers at 6-3 clash again after their overtime thriller earlier this season. Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua lead LA's air attack, but Mac Jones and Chris McCaffrey look to even the score in Santa Clara. Who takes round 2?
Man, this could be a de facto matchup for the NFC West. I'm going to take the Rams just because Matthew Stafford has been playing some darn good football, and I think it might be time to put Matthew Stafford into the MVP race. So the Rams need to avenge their win against the Niners. I don't think they'll get swept in the season series. So give me Los Angeles to take down the Niners at Levi Stadium. I think the Rams can get it done, no doubt about it.
I think so too. That's a pretty fun one. I like that. That's a good little game right there. All right, next up. Ooh, this is a fun one. You ready for this one, Terry? It's lights on at SoFi for Sunday Night Football, man. Which, of course, you and I will not talk about this one tonight or today, but be ready, man. The Chargers 6-3 look to make it 3 straight as Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey lead the charge, while Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers at 5-3 hunt for another statement win on the road there. Sorry, but that is going to be a fun one for sure. And then, of course, like I said, I don't have to. I mean, if you want, you can go ahead and talk about. We can get the breakdown, obviously, coming up tomorrow. But what do you think, man? How about your Chargers tomorrow? You think they're going to fare up well against the Steelers?
It's going to be an interesting game just because both teams are. Well, Steelers are still ahead of in the NFC or AFC North, while the Chargers are still chasing the Broncos, and a loss would really not be beneficial for the Chargers, especially since the Broncos are a game and a half ahead of them. Chargers O-line is decimated with injuries. Joe Alt is out for the year. Rashawn Slater was already out for the year to begin the season. It got to the point where the Chargers had to get Trevor Penning from the Saints before the trade deadline. So Chargers are really going to have to buckle down here. And Steelers, look, they've had a defensive masterclass against the Colts, which is really impressive if you ask me. This one's an interesting game because it seems like there's a pattern between these two teams. One team wins 1 year, the other team wins the following year. So if we're going by last year when these two teams played, the Steelers wound up beating the Chargers last year. So that trend could point in the needle toward the Chargers, but the Chargers O-line has really got to buy Justin Herbert some time because they did not look good against the Titans. And come on, this is the Titans we're talking about. Titans have one of the worst pass rushes in the game.
Do you remember those guys?
No, yeah.
Do you remember the Titans? I don't remember them. They're very forgettable. Very, very forgettable.
Especially
Titans.
Their offense.
I don't remember these Titans at all. 4 Titans. Oh, man. Do we miss any, Teran? I don't know. Do we miss any of these games? I think we got them all.
We got everyone, it looks like. Yeah, we got every Sunday game.
All right, I was just winging it. So we're just having fun going through all those. But, man, Teran, that's been fun, man. It's been fun. 2.5 hours in.
Oh, yeah.
I got to figure out our AI snippets after this one because apparently it's so frustrating, man. Freaking StreamYard doesn't make them for you after like 2 hours, which is annoying. So gotta try to figure something out for our snippets to go on TikTok. But man, it has been fun. It has been a fun game to say the least, man. I have a fun show for sure, man. We got through everything today. A little high school, a little everything. But yeah, man. So I don't know. Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to say? Any other teams? High school, college, NFL, anything like that?
Well, I did see a pretty darn good matchup. Edison of Huntington Beach taking on Huntington Beach at Huntington Beach's home field. Even though Edison was the home team last night, it was a good one, and Edison wound up beating a talented Huntington Beach team, which had the likes of Brady Edmonds, who's going to The Ohio State. And Troy Foster made history last night as he became second all-time in receiving yards in Orange County as he surpassed Tony Hartley of Los Alamitos, which was pretty darn good. Unfortunately, Foster's high school career came to an end as he's a senior. He's going to be going off to Colorado State, where he's going to do big things for the Rams. And yeah, it was an honor covering Troy Foster.
Well, that is awesome. Hey, go Oilers! My grandmother's high school right there, back in the 50s. So I think she was class of 51, if I'm not mistaken, man. So pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. Well, congratulations to these teams moving on in CIF right now. So much going on in college, high school, everywhere, man. The NFL. So Teran and I will be back tomorrow evening, man. We'll be talking about all these NFL games. They're fun. Oh, they're fun. We have some fun talking about all these crazy games and then these outcomes and everything like that. So we're making our picks, and tomorrow we'll be talking about all of them and getting you hyped up and ready for Sunday night and Monday night football. Obviously, we both talked about those briefly, but then we'll get a little more in depth tomorrow. So really fun stuff today, man. We really got into it and enjoyed the heck out of it. With that said, man, really excited, man. Congratulations to Paris High School. These guys actually moved on to the playoffs beating Citrus Hill last night, so these guys are going on to the next round. Congratulations to them. Marietta Valley won theirs. Mesa, man, took a tough loss to Bishop Lamont yesterday, so, rough goes all over the place, but, thanks. Crazy stuff to all these teams around here. Cannot wait for that open division, or Division 1, man. Super excited. But for Teran Rodriguez, for me, your boy Larry B, we will see y'all tomorrow evening, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, recapping the NFL and getting ready for Sunday night and Monday Night Football right here on 3 and Out, right here on iSports Radio, your direct feed for all Bass Sports. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless. Peace.